disfrútalo, disfruta. Me ha reventado por dentro. Me ha reventado por dentro.
Tranquilo, Montoya, por
Yo no he
favor.
hecho nada, coño, solamente de ti. ¿Quiere dormir, te ha dicho?
Si no estuvieras aquí no jugaría.
¿Puedo ver esto, Sandra? ¡Cabrona!
Por favor, Montoya, por
¡No
favor.
puedo!
¡Por favor, Montoya!
¡Cabrón!
¡Montoya! ¡Montoya!
¡No te amo!
¡Montoya, vuelve!
Te estaba deseando, tío.
¿Dónde está?
Yeah, bro, that's the feeling right now. Not feeling too good, people. Big up yourselves. Welcome to Rival Show with your boy Ashmatic. Another defeat, 1-0. Am I surprised? Not really. Let's just get our guests on, man. FaZe, well, go on, bro. What are you telling me, man?
Good, man.
can't complain, man.
Just living life, eh?
Yeah, man.
I get it, man. I get it, man. You know. We also got another fan on. Someone hasn't been on for a minute. Ian.
Come on. Really know.
Man. What's good? What's good? What's good? See man in the robe with the chain, fresh. It's oiled up in her. Right. Also in the house, in the building, we've got Preach. What's going on, bro?
Go on.
Good, my guy.
Got a gang.
Big up, big up. Also in the house, he ain't got his camera on, but we'll bring him on anyway. Mike's, are you there? Nah, Mike's ain't there. Let's remove him, man. You don't need to. You ain't got to see Max for now, man. You get me? But yeah, man, let's get straight into it. Obviously, Spurs 1-0 loss at home to Man City. But before we get into all of that, just want to quickly go around the house and ask the scores. We'll start with FaZe. What was your score, bro?
We had a 0-0 win with Forest.
How are you feeling about that? Was you expecting a win going into the game?
I'm just glad we didn't lose, bro. To be honest, at this point, glad we didn't lose, man.
It's got to that level, yeah.
Yeah. Plus, we're focused on the Champions League, innit?
I can't hear you, FaZe.
You can't hear me at all.
I can hear him. I can hear you, bro. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. And everybody else, I can't hear him.
Yeah, I can hear you, man. All right.
Your durag's too tight, man.
Yeah, your durag. You said the durag's mad tight, bro. Fucking with man's hearing that.
Circulation. Yeah, man. My sources have said we're focusing on the Champions League, innit? I'm not saying I'm in the know.
Say no more. Say no more. If you've got the plug, you got the plug, Killy. I get it. Ian, do you hear me?
I can hear you. I just can't. I can hear Preach. I can't hear FaZe.
You might have to log out, log back in, innit? Log out.
Right, let me do that.
Yeah. So before I come to Ian, then I might as well go to Preach. We've got obviously in the background. I can see there's a title with 19 on it. Looks like a Champions League there with 6 on it. FA Cup, I can see 8, and there's some other cups. I can't quite work them out, but I don't know. Is that chest? I don't know. Is that slight chest? How you feeling, bro?
No, I feel good. This is us, innit? This is what we've accomplished. This is our history, innit? So that's there. There's no chest there.
Okay. Just a normal settings. Nothing new, nothing to see here.
Yeah, this is. But yeah, hopefully we can add some of the numbers one up. You get me this season. That's what I'm looking for.
I hear it, bro. So just quickly on your game, was you expecting going into that game to get the W, or was you unsure? How did you feel about that, man?
Yeah, so I spoke to Toon. I'm surprised I ain't seen him yet, but I spoke to him
me too.
yesterday. Yeah, I was on his show, so it was nice. And then we were just talking about it, and I was confident. I said, I thought it'd be a bit more spectacular game, like Liverpool Newcastle. That's what I was expecting.
Oh, so you said they never showed up like Toon?
Yeah, they didn't. Not the Newcastle we know. You get me? That Liverpool always faced. That Newcastle didn't show up. But obviously,
hold on a second. Sorry to cut you off, but I heard out Isaac weren't there. Is that true?
Yeah, he wasn't even on the bench.
Wow. You say
I don't know
ready
what
for
was
the move already. You say he's ready. Like Champions League might be a myth. He might have to move and come to Liverpool.
Man. Could be mind games.
Yeah, it's mad. I don't know, man. I don't know because people were moaning that raw. He's all of a sudden gone walkies when it comes to you, man. But when it comes to other clubs, he turns up. Mad thing. I don't know, innit? I'm just putting it out there, innit? But yeah, mad. But yeah, man. Let's start with. I don't know where Mike's is. Mike, I can see him, but truth say, let's not talk about Tottenham yet. I want to talk about. Obviously, we lost 1-0 just on my part, and I thought quickly Spurs got demolished in that first half. We could have been 3-0 down real quick. You know what I'm saying? Had it not been for Haaland and that, not being on point, not being as sharp, then I thought it could have been a different scoreline. But in the second half, we come back fighting, you know what I mean? Whatnot. But yeah, man. Ian.
Yes, brother.
Cool, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you perfectly.
All right, then. You're back now. All right, cool. So, talk to me about Manchester United's game, man. Obviously,
poor game of football.
You're not happy with your manager, are you?
Not in the slightest, bro. Not in the slightest.
Yeah, you want him out. You want him out as well, innit?
You know what it is? This is always my thing, yeah. Like every club goes through that new manager bounce whenever a new appointment comes in, right? We never got that. We drew our first game, like off the bat, and that was funny enough with Ipswich 1-1. Like we scored within like a minute of the game starting, and then it looked like, oh, okay, cool, new look Man United. And then as the game petered out, Ipswich ended up equalising in the first game that he started for us, and then as you've seen, the results they speak for themselves.
Yeah.
Like this is now what I think it's his 4th win in the Premier League. Pathetic.
Wow.
Pathetic. And we're not talking about one like as in across, let's say 9 games or something like. Bro, he's had now what 16 games, and it's his 4th win. It's not looking good. And if you look at is my biggest thing is that if you want me to, if I'm to support a manager, I need to be able to see the differences in the style, or at least an idea of what it is you are actually trying to do, right? And for me, if you look at Amorim's football, it's this man-to-man pressing system thing. It's not working. It's not working. Mark the zones, which is why we're always got gaping holes in the middle of the midfield. And it's the same problem Eric Ten Hag had, the same problem Ranić had, the same problem Oli had. Every manager doesn't seem to address it because they seem to keep doing this man-to-man pressing system. It's not working. Cut it out.
So where do you? I mean, I'm not gonna get into it yet. Actually, let me just slow it down because I was gonna say, where do you lot go from here? I wanted to talk on the game specifically. Like, what was your thoughts on the game, real quick?
As I said, it was from our perspective, it was a poor game of football. If you look, all 3 goals came from set pieces.
Okay,
all 3 goals came from set pieces. De Ligt, Maguire as both goal scorers. That should tell you what it is. And the first one was an own goal.
So you man just can't shoot when you're in open play.
And at certain points during the game, Ipswich pinned us back. They actually had real attacking patterns. They actually looked like the more threatening side going forward.
I hear it. So
up top, Højlund, like I actually had to look at his game numbers, yeah, because like watching it with my thing, the eye test was bad enough as it is, yeah, and then I had to look at what he actually produced, yeah. So he played 67 minutes, yeah, 1 dribbling attempt, unsuccessful, 5 accurate passes, yeah, 12 touches in 67 minutes of football, 0 ground out of 4 ground duels, 0-1, 2 aerials attempted, 0-1. No shot.
Is it a thing where they're not looking for him? Are they not looking for? Is he not making the runs? Real quick.
I will always say this about Højlund. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because I don't always believe that they look for him with his runs that he makes, right? But then I'll also add another layer to that. When the game's not going your way, what do you have to do? You always look towards taking the game by the scruff of the neck. So if that means dropping a little bit deeper to receive the ball, then do that. You see what I mean? It's not as though you're impeded in any way by you can still stay within your zone by dropping deeper to receive the ball. He doesn't do that. He's only interested, as I always say, in wrestling with defenders. If you can't move past that,
one route
only.
I hear it. So, yeah,
need to vary his game, and he's not doing it enough for me.
FaZe, to come back to Arsenal quick, man. Obviously, you man are like, you got no strikers, but I saw Calafiori, like, I see him do something on the pitch, like, I don't know, the little, I see him get a shot off or something. I was like, oh, okay, it's got that little something in him. And I heard someone say before, and I thought it was banter, but they said, raw, they would have him, like, I don't know, higher up the pitch, as in, like, maybe a false nine. Was that crazy? Is that mad talk?
It's the mad part is the fact that this is where we're at. That's the mad thing. That's the logical solution what you've just suggested, but it's the fact we're here is what is the madness. Like, do you know what I mean? Man's doubled down on defense, and I'm just like, right, I've seen it pay off, and everybody criticizes him for it. But fuck it now. Go some the other way, bro. You know, I'm beige, I'm balanced, I'm biracial. It's all about balance in life. You can't only bank on one thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, man. It needs a bit more.
Who started up top for Arsenal today?
Marino. But then
Marino again?
But Marino done this thing where he... let me double check, because I'm sure I saw Marino on the start.
Marino, Sterling, and who? Yeah, let me check. Marino,
no, not Sterling. Trossard, Ranieri, and Marino.
Oh, so Trossard was on the left then? And Marino
Trossard left, Marino down the middle, Ethan Nwaneri.
It kind of makes sense still.
You know this
you do a false 19.
No, but you know this new tactical switch shift thing that all these expert managers are doing now, where the centre forward drops to left back, and then the left back converts into the striker. That's kind of what it seemed like was operating today. So we had a false left back appearing as a striker. You get what I
False
mean?
left back as a striker. Big up Spurs diehard TTID, man. Listen.
Yeah.
We're gonna go into Arsenal. I mean Spurs versus City. When Max turns his mic on, ironic, innit? But for now, we're just dealing with Arsenal's front three woes. That's what I'm gonna call it. Front three mishaps. Because everywhere else, like, did they really give you any trouble, Forest? Did they really trouble you like that, or was it a thing where you lot had the ball and you were doing this pass to side thing, and you know?
It's boring, you know. I find it difficult to watch, so I don't want to sit here and lie to you and say I watched all of it.
I respect
Because it's boring. Because I've seen it. We're so comfortable being lulled into like a false sense of security where we've got the possession and we're just horseshoeing it around, getting forward and doing the perfect slow build up, and then everybody gets in position and then
slow in it as well. It's slow.
Man. It's just
slow.
like we just do it so much that once we get into that pattern, I don't even want to watch anymore, man.
Yeah, one time I was watching you, man, and I fell asleep. I'll be real, and I was like trying to proper study you, man. I was like, oh shit, I missed a game. Like I don't know if it's because of these social media age where you can't even have an attention span of, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
But I just was watching it and I was just like, I couldn't really focus. But yeah, man, I come back to you. Obviously, that game was a bit more, I don't know, a little one-sided. Was it that one-sided? Because I just see Salah dominating. So every time I turned it on, I just see Salah on the ball doing something.
Yeah, he was definitely looking for his goal. He was looking for it, but yeah, it was just a controlled game. Like there wasn't really a level of fair in the game. Yeah, it was nice and controlled goals.
Wait, are you playing on the weekend?
No, FA Cup. It's FA Cup now, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
We'll get a nice little break and rest.
Okay. Because I was thinking, were you conserving energy? The way you're saying, like, we were controlling the game, and well, you lot played pretty much a full strength team, right?
Yeah. So
yeah, mine are.
Yeah, it was nice, man. It was good. It was.
Talk to me about Slosby.
Yeah, well, boy, you know me, fam. You see me in the group. You see me in the group because you know I'm holding it down for him from early. You get me from beginning, from day one. You get me. I've been holding it down for him still. So yeah, I'm just happy to see
the fruits of the labor.
Yeah, it's there. Like I don't know, he is different. Like I don't know if he like the average number. What is the average number 10 goals of the season? I don't think he hits those type of numbers, but the work rate, the assists.
How much goals has he got? How much assists has he got this season? Because I think of late he's been turning up. I think the season was a bit up and down at the start of it, and people were questioning him like, what position does he play? Is he a 10? Is he an 8? What does he actually do?
He's got about 4 assists.
Yeah.
I think his numbers are still low, but you see what it is that he's been doing is he's been breaking up like the press. He's been starting it a lot and then winning the ball, passing it on to the next player for attack early up, high up on the pitch. So he's been doing that quite a lot. So his work rate's definitely.
So you saying an engine type, more or less, isn't it?
Yeah, 100. Like he's some crucial clutch passes and stuff like that. Obviously, he's been getting his goals here and there. But like I was saying, in terms of like, I think the numbers that a number 10 would, the average like expectant, I don't think he's hit that yet. But
you saying like man of the match kind of performance as well tonight?
Well,
who was your man of the match in your opinion?
That's a good question. It was a solid all-round performance.
You can't really pin it down. That's how good it was, pretty much.
Yeah. Maybe Gravenberch.
Gravenberch. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. He's a controller. I hear it. But yeah. Oh, here we go. Big up Mike's in the house. What are you telling me, my broski, man? You good? The sound quality. I can't hear you again. Check your mic. I think you had the same issue last week as well. Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me though? We just can't hear you, innit? Yeah, log in and log back out. Maybe that's what it is, man. I know there's a few issues on the sound thing. Before we get to the City job, I want to hear what Mike's thought of the actual game itself. You know what I mean? But
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now, man. What's good?
Sorry about those technical difficulties, man. Savio just messed up my connection with those missed chances, man.
You say Savio could have made it better, yeah?
He made it a lot worse than it needed to be, even though I'm still grateful for his performance, bro. That's what I'm gonna say.
What did you make of the game, though? Let's talk about Spurs City quick. Just quickly, what did you make of the game? I want to know from your point of view.
Honestly, it looked now looking back, yeah, it looks like a game of two halves, and I hate to admit that.
That's what I said. I thought it was a game of two
No,
halves.
I'm saying
I respect that. Still, go on.
I can't believe we didn't put you lot to bed properly the way we should have in that first half.
Yeah,
that's what we should have done. And it's disastrous. Like our attack, yeah, is obviously we've got a focal point. Finding him is a completely different thing. It's nice having Haaland, yeah, and when De Bruyne is there, him and De Bruyne are always on the same wavelength. Like that's his partner. I'm sure if you look at the stats, he's probably the most. He's given Haaland the most assists in it.
Yeah.
See now, I think most other people are unpredictable, and you could see his frustration today because you don't really see it. But this guy's getting mad at the teammates because when he's making a run in behind, they're not feeding him the ball, and this is what you want from your striker. You want them to get service, yeah.
Bro. I agree.
And you're nullifying yourself by not playing to his strengths. So it was painful, but yeah, overall in the first half anyway, we could have been 2, maybe 3 goals up. Like last ditch tackles and just terrible finishing. Like Savio, I said it multiple times, yeah. I love him to bits, and I'm gonna give him all the time in the world because he's like 21 or 20 or something. Like he's still a youth. But it's just the fact that hey, shout out Jordan. It's just the fact that in front of goal, he's unpredictable. He's not trustworthy, and right now that's not good enough, man. And it almost cost us because you could have scored if you was more clinical, but you've got attacking problems, it seems, as well. I'll be honest. I see.
You know what it is with Tell? I think lots of people in the fan base don't rate him. Obviously, he's 19. He comes from Bayern Munich. And it's not a lot of time he's got to work with in terms of training, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to make excuses, but it is what it is, isn't it? He's the front man. I don't really think he's a centre forward, but in that game, I did see him try and make a couple runs, and then man weren't finding him in that first half. But I thought in the first half anyway, we were playing way too slow, too shaky. We were trying to go direct like Liverpool, innit? Didn't work. You man was doing the mid-block thing. And then we just didn't have any idea because we thought, high lines, play the balls over the top. We were playing the balls way too straight, not enough pace on it, not enough, what's it called, on the ball, like not enough weight on the passing sometimes, or sometimes it was too much weight on it. And then we just, down those sides, because we were trying to press and do our thing, we left the flanks open, innit? Like, especially Pedro Porro. He was getting rewrite. You thought Trent was Trent was bad. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna preach. I ain't getting that.
Trent was
old news now, isn't it? You lot won 2-0. It is what it is. But I was fearing the worst because I know Porro can't defend like that. You get it? So when I saw Porro in the starting lineup, I was like, uh-oh. And Spence, the wickedest thing, Spence has been doing his thing.
Why did he drop him? Why did he drop him?
Bruv, ask the manager, innit? I don't know. He had a different idea. Maybe he thought he was tired. Anyway, you man were getting in that flank, and I even thought the doggy was getting exposed as well. As my boy Dej was saying, the doggy was getting doggied. You get it?
Yeah.
But he was doing this whole inverting thing at times, so he was out of position. So sometimes when he tried to get back in that position, he was leaving Savinho free, and that's when he had his chance. And then even Danso went to sleep when I think Haaland had a chance as well. So it was like multiple things going in the back line. And I just thought we got it wrong in that first half. Second half, we picked up. And yeah, I think it was Johnson that fired a ball into... I think Danso had a few headers before the big chances came. And it was, I think, Odebert first, back post, could have scored. Then obviously Son could have had a goal, and then the last minute was Sarr in it at the end.
Sorry.
But I wanted to talk about this because I've been rambling for long. Sorry, guys. I thought I don't know about you, and you man go on X and check this out, yeah. But I thought you man got bumped with Haaland.
Oh my
Haaland
god.
put it in the back of the net, bro. Like it was mad. He kind of juggled it, like turned the man, juggled it, got between two man, and then boom, scored. And then they were on VAR saying, "Right, handball in it, handball." It could be a handball, but they're checking the VAR. They're checking, and then the VAR people said, "We don't think it's a handball." Like Archie Gray hit his hand, then it came off Danso's hand and hit Haaland's chest. I thought it was his chest. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some people might think it's arm. I thought it was his chest, and he ends up putting it in the back of the net. And as they're saying it, the commentator goes, "Yeah, the VAR have said that it's going to be a goal, isn't it? It's not being overturned." And then,
Yeah.
well, you know it, the 2-0 turned to 1-0. I weren't complaining.
Blue balls.
Back of it.
Blue balls, bro. Why am I celebrating doing these slides on my carpet, risking burn? Why am I doing that? For what, bro?
Yeah, no,
Like, and our players are at risk of fatigue, well, because these lot can't get their decisions right. And at least give me a penalty shout then, innit? Because it hit your players' hands. I swear it hit both of your players' hands, but no, they're not going to do that. It's fine.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of mad still. I'll be real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm just happy we didn't bottle those 3 points, man. God damn.
Yeah. That could have been a draw, bro. We would have been pissed. But yeah, man. All right. But I want to talk about we'll get back to Spurs City in a bit, man. But I'm gonna circle back to Ian with Manchester United about your gaffer. Because obviously you spoke about the game quick and you spoke about it briefly about, you've had this, manager. I know you were Ten Hag out from early, innit? So then you've got Amorim in. Was you not excited? Because I haven't spoken to you for ages. Was you not excited to see him in?
I'll be real. No,
Why?
you know what it is. We've gone through like over 10 years of this now. Every manager you get excited, whether it be I never got excited about Moyes. I was never happy to have him anyway. Then you got LVG, you've got a Mourinho. Then you get Oli. Then after Oli, Ranić. I got excited about a lot of these appointments.
You did get excited about them. Oh, you did? Okay.
I won't even lie. Like every single one of them, I got excited about Ten Hag. And as I've said to everybody, Man United is the poison chalice. Anyone that comes to this club is a shade of themselves where they were previously. It doesn't matter how good you are. This is just the reality of playing or being a manager of Man United. No one can thrive. No one thrives here.
Okay, so it's just because I see Rashford leaving. Obviously, Sancho's writing freedom, all of that type of thing. So you think whoever comes in there, it's just not going to work then? Whoever,
I think you got to remember. I think the microscope of Man United is a lot for a lot of players, isn't it? And when you look at it from even the little things, a man will go out in Manchester and it's all over social media.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff.
They're human beings, bro. I don't care about what these players do off the pitch. I care about what they're doing on the pitch. The problem is with United is when you're not performing on the pitch, it gets highlighted even more so when you're doing things off the pitch that the fans don't agree with. For instance, so if you're out raving and drinking or whatever, fans don't want to see it. Like they say it. Like I think Amorim actually said to the players that in the UK they have it easy. He said in Portugal you couldn't step out your yard if you got a bad result.
Okay.
Can't be seen in
Culture.
public. Yeah, so culture's different. We don't really have ultras here per se.
No, we don't really. Not like that.
Not like that.
Yeah.
Whereas anywhere in the continent, it's mad.
Yeah,
like think about it like this.
What a Millwall ultras.
To be fair.
Yeah, Millwall ultras.
To be fair.
They're the firm. There's a few firms, like West Ham have one. Tottenham have one as well, to be fair, but they're not like prevalent. They're not a big firm in that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because hooligans used to be crazy back in the days.
Yeah, 100%.
But obviously they put the ticket price. That's why they put the ticket prices up. So then the man can't protest, tear down a stadium. Do you know what I'm saying? You know the Hillsborough disaster. The man jumping in the terraces and crush people to death. Them man and that's why they stopped banning the drinks inside the terraces as well. Because people were like getting rowdy. You know what I'm saying they couldn't handle their drink. Remember back in the day, was it Euro '96 and you were World Cup '98 and all them things there? England used to go to other countries and mash up their place. Remember, pull down their tables and all of that. But yeah, sorry. That's a separate conversation.
That's like a vicious left turn. That's like a vicious left turn. Let's start talking about death and alcohol. I'm thinking, what?
I'm just saying what I saw on the news. I wasn't there. I ain't trying to do a Jamie Carragher. You know what I'm saying? Won't get into that.
Nah.
You know,
can we get into that?
No, we will. I want
Alright,
to talk
cool.
on that. I want to talk on that. I do want to talk on that. I was going to wait for someone else to come, but we will talk on that. But yeah, man. No, it's crazy. No, but like, is it true though about the whole them man scrimping on food? Because I see man saying about like you get a bowl of soup, and some dry bread, no butter or nothing.
But look at it from this perspective, yeah. So whilst I'm not a fan of Ineos, I'm looking at things from a business perspective, innit? If you're new ownership, and this is generally what Ineos have done, so I already know what their business model looks like. Ratcliffe likes to micromanage a lot, innit? So like, generally speaking, if you look at all of his organizations, everything is leaned out from the beginning when he steps in. So if it means a lot of redundancies, it means a lot of shifting of things that they see it as dead weight. I think from a fan's perspective, we see it as, oh, you got this player on X amount of money, why not just terminate his contract?
Or dock the wages, or drop it for like 10% off, or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
You can't drop a player's contract like that, bro.
Yeah,
it's just the reality. So it's a viable contract for the duration of the period that they've signed it for. So it's irrelevant. So, but if you consider giving away, like someone like Casemiro as an example, it's a conundrum for the club because he's on about 350 a week. He's what, 32, 33? Not really. Not
How many years has he got left? How many years has he got?
If I'm not mistaken, he signed a 4-year deal, and that was 2 years ago. So I think after this summer he'll have another year.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So the guy's laughing because when you hit Real Madrid, no other club operates in this manner, right? Real Madrid, when you hit 30, they don't offer you more than, I don't think they offer you more than 2 years, if I'm not mistaken.
And what did you offer him?
We gave him 4.
Oh yeah, you lot are moving mad.
That's what I'm saying. So like he could actually go down. He could actually go down as one of the worst signings for us.
Yeah. No, he's not doing that. He's not doing that.
I'm going to tell you why. In his first season for us, I'll hold my hands up. He was excellent. He was excellent. Second season, he was too isolated in the midfield, so it made him look worse than what he is. He ain't got the legs to get about the pitch like that, so I get that. Like, I can live with that. But when you don't play to his strengths and you put man beside him that can actually cover the ground, it's a problem. Because if you look at most of the problems that he suffered, it's after Fred left. Fred had the legs. Pause.
I hear it still. Yeah, that was a mad decision to let him go. I'll be real. What? Who's that? He showed up.
Jeez.
Hey, what's going on? Better late than never, innit? You say quick cameo, yeah?
How are you? Yeah, exactly. How you gentlemen's doing? Hope you're well. Hope you're blessed. Preach. Congratulations to you and to Liverpool. Those were absolutely fantastic. And yeah, good to be here. Always a privilege to be. Good to see Mike's. Good to see you, man.
Bless too, man. Bless.
I too. You say roll out the red carpet now, or is it? I don't know if we're allowed to do the guard of honor. Is that too soon? The parade bus.
Yes. They should do it at the Emirates. They deserve it. Apologies, FaZe. That ain't for you. That's not for you. That one's not for you. You don't deserve that. You don't deserve that, FaZe.
He's not that Arsenal fan.
No. You don't.
He knows
deserve
anyway.
That.
FaZe knows, man. He knows.
Yeah.
He's not involved in it. Talk to me about the game, quick, man. Because obviously we're talking about United, but.
Right.
Your point of view. I'm trying to get everyone's point of view of their game because obviously it's all post-match. It's a post-match action rival show, man.
Would you know what? Like, first of all, like Liverpool are incredible. Like, Szoboszlai.
Wait. Before you get there,
where
was Isak? Talk to me, man. What happened to Isak?
Do you know what? Can I get to that point to the end? Because I have a couple of theories.
I've an injury. This has got to be some type of conspiracy.
I've got a couple of theories. But first, I want to say, Szoboszlai, one of the incredible, dynamic midfielder, really, really good. Like the way he, number 6, number 8, number 10 throughout the match, short pass, long pass, tactical awareness. He's just like relentless, aggressive. incredible midfielder. He reminds me of an old Liverpool legend whose name I won't utter in case I get into trouble.
Oh yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. You say
But,
begins with a G, yeah?
it begins with it begins with S, isn't it? First name S and surname G. But anyway,
He's doing a lot right now. He's doing a lot.
But really, really good. Yeah, Salah, I think, did he create both goals or one of the goals? He definitely created one of the goals. I can't remember if he created both. The other guy was, I wanted to mention, Gravenberch.
That's what Preach said.
Gravenberch.
That's what Preach said. He said
Gravenberch is the truth. He is the best number 6.
People don't like that, you know.
He's the best number 6 in the league. I think he's the best number 6 in the league. I've never seen someone play back to goal.
Yeah.
And on the turn. So I've never seen someone do it that fast, that smooth.
That switch turn.
It's insane. I've never seen anybody do it like that. And always plays with his head up. I'm a Diallo a little bit, but fine. He plays really, really well with his head up like that, pass and stuff like that. For Newcastle, I thought that Isak. This last minute news around injuries, like he even came with the squad or whatnot. I think he is probably in the red zone in terms of like fitness. We lack in rotation like really heavily. We say 9 players like at the maximum hours, and you can't do that. So we had to make changes. And I think this game came at slightly awkward time. Wednesday, Anfield. Would have preferred something else. We've got and it's in between. Obviously, we had the Forest game, but then we've got Brighton for the FA Cup at St James's Park, and I think we want to continue that. We want to continue in the cup as well. Not to say that we didn't. There's no way in hell we threw this game. We need this game, but we had to make slight adjustments. So, but also a little bit further in advance, I think. Remember, Sven Botman didn't play. Joe Linton didn't play, and Isak didn't play. So we've got 3 players. We've got you're waving your fingers, Mister.
No, was it
a comment? Okay, it's a comment. Well, I think there's a bit of. I think there'll be more for Slot to think about come the final. So I think maybe Howe is keeping a little bit of firepower in reserve for that
preview.
For a little bit of a preview. It's going to be a different game with Mr. Joe Linton and Isak and Sven Botman hopefully playing as well. So like I thought, but apart from that, I thought Gordon did his best in terms of just playing up front. Obviously, Callum Wilson didn't miss a sitter, but he had a bit of a chance. I try not to pay it. I'm going to end it. I try not to pay too much attention to social media sometimes, especially from some of our fan base, man. And I'm sure you guys experience it as well. Like in terms of when you like this, I always sense people can react how they want to react, but you wouldn't think that we're in the conversations for Champions League, that we're in the final of the League Cup, that we're about to play an FA. You wouldn't think that. You think that this team they're throwing that we've just beaten Forest 4-3. But anyway, congratulations to Liverpool, worthy team of the title of champions of the Premier League and probably of Europe, in my opinion.
First question, though, really.
Before we move on,
go on.
And I'll ask everyone something,
go on.
You see what Toon just said there? Is everybody okay with that?
I mean, I don't see a problem. I don't see a problem.
Right, so you know what? He just taught me
what
something.
specific? What specific was?
No, because he just taught me something. Yeah, because you know all that was all context. You get what I mean? And it all made perfect sense. And I like people who teach me something. And Toon has just taught me something. You see, like what maybe these teams that are not traditionally winners in terms of on the pitch, they get to win in this football fan realm because they can actually sit here and provide context on results and nobody slews them. Like I saw you lot all sat there calmly and just let him say that. There wasn't one negative comment in the whole chat. And I've been talking about Arsenal and it's not even about us on the segment. And nobody ever, he's got like an invisible shield in these football fan forums because because nobody puts that pressure and heaps him and chats shit and disrespects him when he provides context. But when you're a team that's known for winning stuff, you can't come here and give context. It's all narrative.
I'd agree with you, but I think we've got a great channel. But I have been on other shows where maybe I haven't behaved myself. I don't know, but I've had people. I've been in, for instance, when I've been in debates, I've been in a recent debate about, I don't know why I got into it, around Foden and everything else, and the chat went, the comments about me and
Oh, what
everything
the
else
Foden and Palmer
went.
and the Saka? Well, we've been there
No, do
before.
you know what? I didn't even want to include Saka, but the Arsenal fan I was talking to, you know, when someone's, you know, say someone like is got, like, you're having a light argument with someone, but they're arguing with you where that's not, that thing that you're arguing about isn't the problem. There's a problem that's a bigger problem that they got an agenda with. So they're going hard on Foden, and they're saying like, Foden had a bad game against Real Madrid. But the way he's going on about it is saying he should have never got Player of the Year. I'm like, this is like,
So-
I'm like, I said to him, do you think
So-
you think who's better for you, Saka or Foden? So this is where it always comes down to. Do you know what I mean? It just comes. It's like, I'll say to you, Solanke had a bad game, but how can he be Tottenham's number 9? How can they? And it's like, this is it's like Solanke type of thing conversation. It's not that Solanke had a bad game, but you're just going over the top about it. So, but the comments didn't like that because the whole context thing phase. Some people don't like that, especially if you do it against their
some
maybe
people hate
favorite.
context.
Yeah, they hate that.
Trust me.
So we just got a great chat and a great panel. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, no one's challenging him, innit, to be fair. You know what? I didn't really see the Newcastle-Liverpool game, but when I did watch it, I just saw Salah. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all I saw. I just saw Salah. And obviously, Szoboszlai was doing his thing with the assist. And he came kind of close, I think, when I did watch it.
Yeah.
So,
outside the box.
Yeah.
Cody standing outside.
Yeah. So that's the little pieces I saw. But because I never watched the full game, I can't really rebuttal tune like that. Do you know what I'm saying? If I watch the game, it might be a little bit different. And I'll be like, wait, hold on a second. Minute 42, well, go on Livermento or Hall. You know that Hall guy that you keep bigging up? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it is. But like today, everyone was playing in it. So I can't say
it was crazy.
I couldn't watch every game. I can only talk about Spurs Man City, for example. And I have to ask you, man, about your game.
I watched your first half. I watched you guys' first half.
Yeah, because we were before you, innit? So you were able to do that. So obviously,
I'm happy you did. I'm happy you saw that, man. That's the only thing that I can really bring to the table today, to be honest. So I'm glad someone can back me in it.
All right, cool. You know what? Before we come back to this Premier League talk, because Faze brought it up, let's talk about it real quick, innit? And let's talk about the AFCON with Carragher, innit? I don't know.
By the way, I think Tottenham had Europe on their minds. I think the way that squad selection. But I'll just leave that. I'll just leave that. That Mike, you guys.
I hear it, but we ain't got a game for 8 days.
Sorry.
8 days, isn't it? 8 days. And the manager's come out and said they're tired. And he rotated the squad. And he rotated, like, when he needed to rotate, he's not rotating. But then now, when we've got 8 days to spare, he's rotating. You know what I'm saying? He's dropping man like Spence.
Do you think he's scared though if he gets injuries again, like, and you just come out of it?
Traumatized,
there's a bit of trauma.
Yeah, especially from the fan base. He knows the fan base is on edge.
And nobody's listening to it. No one wants to hear injuries.
Because you know what? This could be the lowest points tally we've had in over 20 years, which is crazy to me.
You've only adopted the darkness.
I'm just saying, like, no, listen. We could do this, innit? Like, everyone, like I said to you before, everyone's got their breaking point.
Yeah.
And for me, I was happy to be around 10th. Now, for me, people said I have got no standards. Look at you, he's at 10th.
No, but you said you're happy to be there.
No. Happy. Now, when I say happy, I'm happy. Like during, not to finish 10th. There's a difference, but to be 10th, to know that I'm not too far off 7th, 6th, or 5th, that I can get closer to Europe. Do you understand? Wow. And because the way I was looking at it, we've got all these injuries, whatever. I don't want to make that excuse, injuries, but I'm not gonna like completely disregard it. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So that's what it was for me with the new manager. Well, he's not new anymore. He's been there for a considerable amount of time, innit? You should know what he's doing. But yeah, that's what it was for me. I'll be real. And then when he sinked past 10th, you know what I mean? People calling me negative. people calling me negative. You know what I'm saying? Say when you call me out.
That's
Say when you call me out for saying, "Oh, sixth, fifth." Like you can't win. So, FaZe, I know what you're saying, bro. And you, FaZe, you're on the other end because you're dealing with the whole second thing. You know what I'm saying? Second. Get rid of your manager. He is not able to take you to the promised land. He is the nearly man, the bridesmaid of all brides. You know what I'm saying? So you just can't, you can't win. You know what I'm trying to say? Wherever it is. So I feel man's pain, innit? Mike's is obviously, he's all right, innit? It's a one-off thing.
He's chill, man.
He's chilling, one-off thing. He might even leave with a cup. He might leave with something.
Do you think it's a one-off though?
Well, for City, that's a good question, though.
Probably two.
I'm not
two
sure.
seasons.
You see, Rodri, I don't believe it's just Rodri.
Because I've said it for a couple of seasons now. Because I was actually surprised when they won it last season, because a lot of their squad is in decline. Like if you look at De Bruyne right now, De Bruyne can't actually run no more, which is actually quite concerning. And if you look at what Bernardo Silva, Kovacic, you've got a lot of players over the age of 29, and it's like these man, like the perpetual winners, but the legs just ain't there no more. And then you've got players like, and I know you touched upon it earlier, Toon, Foden ain't stepping up where he's meant to.
So as of now,
they won't let him go, Mike. They won't let him go.
I know the talk.
Because it now looks like Marmoush.
Crazy.
It looks like Marmoush is going to step into that Kevin De Bruyne type role.
He's second striker. He's like a second striker.
Yeah,
he's an Alvarez.
Like an Alvarez, but
I
feel like he's got a little bit more to his game.
Fabulous player.
Yeah, good player. But I think he's got a little bit more to his game to kind of feed Haaland where he needs to.
But Ian, you should know more as a Man United fan. I think Sir Alex Ferguson was the master at building, creating, and then recreating and rebuilding and destroying and then rebuilding the team again. And he did it so much. I remember, again, I keep on saying it, when you guys won the treble, that summer transfer window, he dismantled the whole team and started again. People thought he was insane. He when he sold Van Nistelrooy for Ronaldo, at the time, it was like, going back, people were thinking, oh, what greatness. People were thinking Van Nistelrooy was the guy. The guy.
Yeah, Stam as well.
But you know what it is?
I
think great managers need to start understanding that football runs in 3-year cycles for the most part.
Yeah, I agree.
It runs in 3-year cycles.
That's why that's why Ange said I can only be here for 2 to 3 years.
Yes,
he knows.
That's crazy. That's disrespectful. Did he say that? I said I just got here and I'm planning how I'm going to leave. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I rate him.
That is highly disrespectful.
But that's why they get attached to their players, because then they're focused, really, really focused, hyper-focused on results.
No, sorry too, man. We can't just skate past that big disrespect like that, man.
What's that?
I'm only here for 2 to 3 years on his first day. That's crazy.
That's what I said in his interview.
That's on his
and I get the trophy in the second season.
That's why he said it. For real. That's why he said it. That's why he said it. By the third season, he's off it.
I reckon you guys are going to win Europa.
What do you reckon, Ian? Spurs win the Europa. You reckon Ange does it?
I don't think he'll get the. I think he'll probably get. I think he'll get like quarterfinals, and then that's quarterfinals, and then that's it.
And lose to who?
Listen. If we beat AZ, because that's who we're playing next.
Their fans are mad, you know.
AZ out.
We got AZ out. Okay. Yeah. If we beat them, then we go possibly. It's either Ajax or Frankfurt. So that will be the quarterfinal, isn't it?
Frankfurt that got Hugo Ekitike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoopsie. Oh yeah, that Frankfurt. Okay. One where Mamouche used to come from. Yeah.
I see the problem.
Yeah. Understand. And if we get past them, then we have to play possibly Lazio. Do you know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
I don't want to say nothing about those guys, you know, especially not on stream, bro. But hey, I can't lie. I think Roma. I think it might be an Italian team that wins it. I know the Premier League, although because of the bias, you might think you're gonna win it, but someone's gonna fuck you guys, bro.
That's how the fans are. Everyone disrespects every other league, and they just think Premier League's the best league since.
Because it is. What are you talking about?
It might be on paper.
It's the most competitive.
Fuck off with this "we are the world" shit. Fuck off. We're number one, bro.
Nah. Even if we're number one, how many times have we been schooled in Europe, bro?
Come
that's
on,
because
now,
our
man.
league did so draining, and these men are
That's
playing
true.
easy games week in, week
That
out.
is that
We've
part
got
is
the
true.
best managers and
Have you man
everything.
seen the Twanzebe interview? Where he
I don't
talks
even know
about
who that is. I
Yes.
bet he plays in some irrelevant
He played today. He played today
Oh,
for.
sorry, my bad.
He played today for Ipswich. I know you were trying to run. I know you were trying to run me. He played today, but he was talking about the
I thought
league
that
and
was a
how,
muscle. I thought that was a
running-
muscle part of his body.
I said trapezium. Wow.
What
Bro,
is ACL?
like Joey Barton, bro.
What is ACL again?
it's a muscle.
That's funny still.
AFCON. What's AFCON? That's a con.
Con Africa.
So these
What?
are
We are
3
the
weeks.
people. We are
Call these Transabi.
Yeah, no, they did them last week.
Oh boy.
Carragher and them, man, you know.
Is that what you're gonna move on to the topic for?
Oh yeah, nice
Yeah,
segue.
what's the
Nice
context?
segue. Nice segue.
Yeah. I was gonna talk about that because I just thought, obviously, ignorant from Carragher. Them man had to pull him up quick. But obviously, people
Did they really pull him up? Pull him up though.
Yeah, did they?
Does that really a pull up? Like Micah sat there like this
Michael,
with his
yeah.
big self. Like
I'm so glad you said that too.
Afghan. It's a big tournament though. Still like.
He said it's to some people. So people might say it was half-hearted, bro.
So he was trying to bail him out. Actually, he was trying to bail him out. And say,
out.
Go on, Jamie.
Sturridge stood on business. Sturridge stood on business. Michael was half-hearted. Some people might say it's a big tournament. No. Just say it's a big tournament. End of discussion.
Yeah.
It's not. Though. What are we talking shit about? It's an inconvenience.
What I will say is this.
Who are we talking
I'll say this. I think I understood what Carragher was.
What he's trying to say. What he's trying to say. Yeah.
What he was trying to say. So I think he was basically saying that if you consider if Salah didn't win the Prem and won the AFCON, no one would even bother considering him for a Ballon d'Or. It just wouldn't happen because everyone looks at that. Anyone in the that plays in the AFCON, they don't really stand a chance of winning the World Cup, or they haven't done in previous years.
Yeah.
So if you consider how African teams performed in the major tournament like the World Cup in comparison with South American teams, European teams, they're never really in contention for it. So I think I understood it from that part, but the part where it almost felt like he doubled down a little bit in his statement, and that's where it kind of threw it. And when he made that little face in the camera,
Was seriously?
yeah, like seriously, yeah.
Yeah, because it's nonsense. It's bollocks, bro. It's bollocks. So fuck off. You not give a shit. What's that? The South American one and
Conce South.
whatever the fuck that is.
South.
That one.
Copa America.
See that and Africa. You think I give a fuck about those?
And the Asia.
And age. You think who gives a fuck about all that? shit?
My dad does. Like I do that.
Yeah, that's because he's a native. He's a native. That's right. He's a native.
Yeah,
Nobody
but
cares about
over there, they get they're like gods if they win
yeah.
the African Cup of Nations. Like, imagine, look at the population over there as well. Like when it was, I think it was at Mane versus Salah. Remember that?
Yeah, but it's in the middle of the season, bro.
And that's their one.
It's
That's
like-
their one. Tell me another Salah versus Mane moment from the AFCON.
If I heard it.
Yeah, you
put up-
better move on. That's what I
Hey, Greg, hey.
thought.
I think was Jamie Carragher saying it in this way? Like, say for instance, Harry Kane. Say Harry Kane had like an awful season at Bundesliga, but like he was smashing up in the Euros, getting goals after goals, and like he won the Euros. Would Harry Kane in that scenario would he get a Ballon d'Or?
He probably
Dependent on his league form. Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The league form isn't good. It's average.
average.
Like,
Yeah.
It depends on the other players' league form. You get me? Like, was it an Mbappe type season? You get me? Like, or was it Ronaldo type season? You get me? Like,
There's a lot more nuances to it as well. Like Ballon d'Or, it's not just statistical; it's about story.
Because isn't that what Jamie was saying?
Historical stuff and tradition, and this is the first time this team's ever done. Like, there's a lot more. It's not just statistically who's the best. Like, there's a lot more.
Or is that what Carragher was saying? Was Carragher saying if Salah only won the AFCON, for instance, would he be eligible for a Ballon d'Or? Was he saying because of his league and Champions League form, that's why he's been considered for Ballon d'Or?
yeah.
Apparently, he's not even in top 3 votes right now.
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah,
That's
apparently he's not even in the top 3 votes
Yeah,
as it's
Bro,
currently
Real
stands.
Madrid got that thing by the
Well,
neck,
remember
bro.
who won it last time? Rodri, and then man wanted to like,
Bro, they started
That
kicking
was
him.
a disgrace, man.
Cry,
I
cry
feel,
more,
I feel
cry
so
more.
sorry
that
for Rodri, man. I swear down, bro.
was a disgrace, bro.
man's been having it,
Disgraceful
boy.
behavior.
Because I've generally speaking, if you look at it, Ballon d'Or for the most part, it goes to attackers. For it to
Bingo.
go to a DM,
Thank you.
mad to me.
Thank you, bro.
DMs are they're not match winners, bro.
But does that
They
mean
can,
that
they can be
state of
brilliant players, of
football
course,
is-
But
but they're not match
Rodri
winners.
is a match winner. Like we've learned that he is definitely is a match winner for Man
He's
City.
does that say the
definitely
state of football though? Like the
Say that
fact that
again.
the DM does that say the state of football? The fact that
Exactly.
the DM
100%.
is winning.
100%.
Ballon
And it's
d'Or.
not just the state. I think it's the development of football as a whole. Like you got roots, like League 2 teams trying to pass out from the back. It shows how far forward we've all developed as a sport. Because I was happy when Cannavaro won it. There's a million strikers you can name, but that highlights a moment where we move forward, and it's not just about those guys, and some more other positions get the limelight for once.
Because otherwise,
It's boring, isn't it?
Just do an award show for attackers then.
Yeah.
Get everybody, don't just be real about it. Just do it for attack. Like
Because like, think who's never tell me some serious number 6s that's never won it. There's probably been loads who probably deserved it more than
Busquets.
Yeah, so this
Iniesta, Xavi, those guys won it. Modric, Modric should have won it.
This is a crowning
Definitely
moment.
Busquets.
But the thing is, but you got to remember in the era that those man were playing though, like the numbers that Messi and Ronaldo and dominating the way they've done for 15 years, no one was ever going to get near it.
I think also Champions League has a lot to play with it.
Yeah.
I think if you win a Champions League and you play for Real Madrid,
But you
Real
say
Madrid
that,
have won it like the most times.
you say that, but R9 never won it. He never won the Champions League.
That's racism though, man.
He
That's
never
the
won
messy
that.
stuff. That's the politics stuff. That's the politics, man. That's
Someone,
the messy
someone
stuff.
tap on Preacher's screen, bro. Preach. No, the Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or.
No, we're talking about AFCON.
No, but you know what? You lot are politicizing it and making it sound good. Nobody gives a fuck about AFCON. This is simple as that. And you lot can jazz it up and want to paint it as racism and all this stuff because it's clearly not, bro. Man don't care about CONCACAF or
Okay,
whatever.
but
Man don't care about AFCON. I care about
People in
Euros.
Europe. You mean people in Europe? You mean the people in Europe?
Yeah, it's like America, Houston get to play Charlotte, and in baseball they say that they're world champions. It's an ignorance that we all have. I go to foreign countries and get upset when they don't speak English. It's an ignorance we have as a people. What football? This is the best league in the world. If you do good here, I put it above you doing good everywhere else. And that's just how. That's why I have the Ronaldo argument against Messi. It's just who I am as a person, and I'm proud of that. And I don't want to. People love to do the racism angle. Like it's got nothing to do with racism. Do you get what I mean?
There's been a lot of top players that have come from AFCON, that play in AFCON, that are playing the Premier League and all over across many European leagues as well.
But then if that's your argument, look how many players from Europe have done that same thing and lapped them, man.
Well, would you say because it's from their leagues, they get more of the limelight because they're gonna like Spanish, like for example, Atletico Bilbao, they're in Europa League. They're hosting the European Europa League final. Their team is made up by Spanish players. Their first 11 is made up by Spanish players, other than I'd say Nico Williams' brother. I forgot his name. He plays for Ghana. Yeah, Inaki. He plays for Ghana. But their whole team is Spanish. So the point I'm making actually is that in some of these clubs, in some of these countries, they're going to be dominated by the people that live in that country, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So Spain has a lot of Spanish players. So that's why they're going to be that they haven't got as many. Like in Africa, will be the same. Do you know what I mean? They're going to have majority African players that are going to get looked at. Vice versa, if that makes sense. So
why don't more of the African talent that is more branded and more global and more important players, don't they stay in their country and make their country's league better?
Yeah, but I actually agree with this. I think
instead of blaming it on us just for speaking on what it really is.
Like Ian, what do you think about this? I think Saka should be playing for his
100% playing for Nigeria.
Yeah. I'm never gonna be in agreement with a man whose first name is
Crazy.
Bukayo.
That's crazy. That's how you homed in.
Where was he born? Was he born in Nigeria?
Probably not, but I would
We're getting
argue.
into the next realm, innit? We're getting into the next realm, innit?
No, but the next realm is this. I would argue that if you ask Saka where he's from, he says Nigeria before he says England.
Well, then don't play for England.
But
Under 15s, under 16s, under 17s, go play for Nigeria.
No, but
that's your argument, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I would prefer him to play for Nigeria.
But I told go on.
I will add that when it comes to, there's a lot of politics that happens in African football.
Yeah.
So that becomes a bigger, massive issue in itself.
Yeah.
You get like same with countries, South American countries as well. Like there's a lot of politics that exist in there, but at the very minimum, these guys get paid. It's so mad. This is how ignorant maybe I was, or oblivious to it I was. I think I can't remember which World Cup it was, where when Suleiman Tari and were sent home. I didn't even know that players used to get paid for internationals until then.
Yeah.
But the Ghana FA were withholding fees from the players. And that's what I never knew that players got paid for international tournaments. I never knew that. I just assumed that there's club football and they do this for pride, the pride thing. That was it.
Money.
That's literally what I thought it was.
You want to get paid. Sponsorship deals are crazy.
Yeah, and so if you play for England, you know that financially you're probably going to be a lot better off sponsorship wise, etc., and building your career, your PR that sits behind your name, and getting opportunities that go on. Whereas if you play for your host nation, that's why you see a lot of French footballers. The French national team, none of these guys are like blooded in France. They come from Congo.
But do you remember though that joke Trevor Noah said? That crazy.
Yes.
That
tell me.
Because they thought what they take before the World Cup final. There was all of them and it was all Afrikaners playing for France. He said, what did he say? He said, "Oh, Africa won the World Cup."
Yeah, George Weah said that as well, no?
But all those French players, including the president, went crazy and said, "We are French."
Yeah.
They made it very, very clear that they are French. Yeah. So it's a double thing in it. One is Trevor Noah looking at from a kind of Americanized lens, I think, at that whole situation. And obviously them being proud to be French, and that's where they're.
No, but you know, in Europe though, I mean, look at AJ. He was Nigerian when he was losing, innit? And then he was British when he was
what you got to say about that?
Does that really happen though? Who calls him Nigerian when he loses though?
The president. Ozil said something like that. They call Yemi. Hey, they call him all the names.
No, but remember though. Yeah, go on.
Ozil said something along them lines as well.
But you can't say so. All those men saying they're French and all of that would stay the fuck where you are. Then
they did. Then they won the World Cup. Yeah.
No, but all these people want to click because it's the same argument. Like if the paper said that, that's probably what they view. I don't know. I can't explain that. They probably done it for clicks or some stupidness like that. He's Nigerian and English when he lose. That's the duality of it, I suppose. But the root of this. When I popped out, I heard you lot talking about the Ghana people keeping the money and all of this, and that's all the reason behind why the competition don't get the respect it deserves. There's a load of underlying factors, but man are quick to ignore those. And just when a Caucasian says something that sounds a little bit, everybody's quick to jump off the bandwagon. Like, do you get what? And I just don't like. I don't like that, innit? That's my.
I think it's not necessarily what Carragher said. It's how he said it.
Yeah. No, see,
I get into trouble for this a lot.
No, but this is so. Say for example, if you're poor tune. And I'm a billionaire, and I'm shouting at you instructions to get money. If you turn around and go to me, "Oh, your delivery," you're a fucking idiot. The truth is the truth. Some people, when it hits you a bit hard, they like to switch it and go tone. That's what your woman does in an argument. Like that's a feminine argument. Like,
but
you're shouting at me, yeah. But what I'm saying is a fact.
That is true. But if you want to win people and persuade people. Because you want better for them, you will talk to them in the way that works for them. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
if that's your goal, but my goal in life is just to weed out the bullshitters And I think that's a fine thing to let me know who's a bullshitter. And I know that when the heat gets going, they're just going to do what's PC and not stand for
No,
what they actually believe
I
in.
rate that. I rate that.
That could
That's
happen.
the way to do it, bro.
Because now Carragher can sit down and go, "Oh, you man are like that. I can't trust you. I can't be honest and open with you lot because you lot when it doesn't suit your narrative or your image, you throw me under the bus." And I don't
true.
like people like that.
Yeah.
Because you know, off cam they all went, "Oh, we get what you're saying, Cara." You little pricks. you know what I mean? When the cameras go off, you can be honest, but when they're on, okay.
Yeah, no, I hear it still. Yeah.
He got onto.
It's just the way it looked that he dismissed.
Like it was like
Dismissive.
It was dismissive.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where people took umbrage with what he said. It was kind of like AFCON has been so used to being disrespected that it's like the moment anybody even says anything that's even slightly off key, people reacted, and I think that's what it. But I got what he was talking about.
Yeah.
What he was talking about, but when by just looking at it objectively, and then just take out the emotion from it.
But the thing is, you've got footballers reacting emotionally to go saying, "Oh, Carragher can't say it because he's never been in a big tournament."
Do you know what I mean? Think about it. I'm Caribbean. I'm Jamaican, innit? Like I love Jamaica, and I think, like we got some good ballers. Why can't we have no big ballers make it? And then, and why is our football league not as worldwide renowned? And because we have, you get what I'm saying? And then I go and I watch one of our games. And then there's one bad call, and I'm hearing man call the ref a homosexual, and just all manner of madnesses. And then there's an argument. This guy's fighting this guy. Machetes are on the pitch, and if a white person says, if a white person says that it's a bit rowdy, now it's racist. Like, no, but it is what it is, brother. Adebayor got shot at trying to play for the team. He had to duck and dive on a coach in his home country.
Spats.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. But
I just want evening, boys. I'll come on camera in a second. I appreciate you want to see me. I get that. Awesome. But listen, I was listening to your point on the they should play for their country and this and that, and I like it because some of you guys are like, Brexit means Brexit. You know what I mean?
So, his accent makes it 10 times better.
That's all it is. Look at it. Like, you got 65-year-old Caucasian man, the face of immigration. All right. You got me, you bastards. You got me. The point that I wanted to, I didn't even intend to come in hot. I was like, I wanted to be like, oh, you guys are having a nice little, let me add some seasoning to the debate. But listen, my point is, listen, I was born in the UK. Contrary to popular belief of the racist down my road. Listen, I get what people say. Is anyone a Saka? Is anyone? You know what I mean? People are like, Saka's going China. Why asking? What are you talking about, Pele? What are you talking about, Babatunde? Are you fucking So, and I get what people are saying, but the thing is like, it's almost like, all right, you need to stay in Syria, but I want to go to England and live a great life and nope, because CP says you need to play in the Syrian National League. So, it's like, I get what people are saying, and I think it from the point of view is, I think there's still a stigma, and it's almost like it's better to be English. And I don't really like that notion. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like you can feel culture in different ways. Like, so I was born here, so obviously when you live here for a while, you can feel a bit disconnected. You actually have to actively, try and reconnect with your roots and where you're from. But the problem is with it from a football point of view, it's almost seen as like a second option. Do you know what I mean? So these players, whether you want to say it's like these national teams, like you're talking about the Adebayor thing, they need to be more organized. What do you mean I've not been paid for international duty for 4 years? Well, what do you mean by that? It's like there's a lot of stuff around it. And I think the stigma, like people like Lookman and stuff, is helping. Because Lookman is the first of a newer generation who's like, actually, so now you're going to get 20-year-olds who are confident, like a Carney or something, who will be like, you know what? Let me go play for Nigeria. Because he sees he will be playing for Nigeria. He sees other Premier League stars, and it takes time to trickle through. In summary, I would say, listen, obviously, everyone would it would be nice in a perfect world if everyone just played in a nice little box, but there's so much more that goes into it than that. Some people are like, I don't want to say like Cooney or anything like that, because obviously that's not really a nice word to use. But if there was another word that was very similar to that, some people like to be westernized, and there's absolutely no issue with that whatsoever. And some people are playing for African teams because they're not good enough to play for their national team. And some people genuinely love Africa. I don't think it's one size fits all.
And just for the audience, J is short for JJ Okocha. And
Is it for Baba JJ? What are you talking about?
JJ Okocha. What a legend, man. He should have won a Ballon d'Or, no?
No.
I mean, you're talking spicy now. That's like saying, do you know what I mean? That's like saying, oh man, Jesus Christ, Dimitri Payet, he should have won a Ballon d'Or.
Dimitri Payet.
Man looked good at Bolton for a while. Ballon d'Or. No, I'm joking.
Hey, listen, but I had, just to move on, obviously we've been talking about African Cup of Nations for a minute, but just to move on a little piece. I heard people talking about next man's legends. Like, I'm saying raw. I've heard man saying something about Salah, Thierry Henry. Can he go past him in terms of legendary status?
I knew it.
You know what? It's funny that this argument came up, because I'm pretty sure it hit the TL a few months ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Hit the TL a few months ago. This is what I would say to the argument. I've always been on the side of aesthetics of a footballer, right? And how they perform on the ball, what they do with the ball, how they can manipulate the ball, the ball control, the skills, etc.
So wait, pause on that. So then, are you more of a Messi than Ronaldo?
No, so I'm going to get back to that point now.
All right.
So this is where I'm at now when it comes to football. Yeah, sometimes you have to kind of put aside the aesthetics and how someone does things, because if we were having an argument about aesthetics,
Ahmed Diallo will do that to you. But
we'd be here all day. Do you get what I mean? And you'd have to like bring up players like I can't even pronounce his name, Trambabat or whatever it is. I can't remember. Yeah. You'd have to bring up players like this, but when you look at
never forget, man.
The streets will never forget.
Yeah, but the problem is with players like that is, number one, a lot of the time longevity is just not even there. So you look at Hazard as an example. He's a prime example of this exact argument. I've been arguing for about 3 years that Salah will never be Hazard, right? And I've always maintained that Hazard is better. When you look at what Salah's done over the last 5-6 years, it's ridiculous.
Can I just say a hint of a point here, because you've got something that I've got. I can never truly judge Hazard and Henry, truly, in the essence of it, because I'm biased against their teams in my heart. Do you know what I mean? In my heart. So I feel like with Salah, you may have had something similar to that, because logic dictates, Hazard can't touch this man. Like logic, like if you're a logical person,
statistically,
there's no, you can't do, because Hazard, with like when he was the best player in the Premier League wasn't the best league in the world. It wasn't, And when he played in the Champions League, he it's not a coincidence to me that Chelsea won the Champions League just before Hazard arrived, and they won the Champions League just after he left. I'm just saying, stats don't care about your fucking agenda. All I want to say here is, if somebody can logically explain to me why they believe Eden Hazard is better than Salah without mentioning aesthetics,
it's only going to be aesthetics.
As a crutch, you cannot see a guy with 25-17, do you know what I mean? He sounds like Fetty Wap in a song. Do you know what I mean? What the fuck is this?
So, I mean, like, what is football? Is football about entertainment? Or is football about just numbers? Or I don't know, like, going down that.
The era that we've gone in football is too much. We're too focused on the numbers. Like, I think I see a quote from what's his name? Postecoglou recently. He said that assists are the most useless statistic in football. If I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, I don't know if it's a real quote
Yeah,
or
yeah,
not.
he said
Who
that.
said that?
He did say that.
Postecoglou.
Postecoglou.
Wow.
Because the ball can bounce off your backside and stuff like that.
Do you understand? And he's not wrong in saying that. You can play,
He's very wrong.
He's very wrong.
but not in all instances. Not in all
Right,
instances.
he's a madman.
But, like,
We were
you can play
you guys.
you can play a completely square ball. A man can run 50 yards, bag a goal, and that's your assist.
So that means I can say. So then, really, the comparison isn't between Hazard and Salah. I'll compare Alan St. Maximin and Hazard.
And then you know what? When we're doing total goals scored, we got to take away
If you want to
tap-ins.
do that, like
We've got to take away tap-ins as well. Then if
We
we're
gotta
going to
take
do
away
goals
tap-ins.
included, yeah, we got to take away tap-ins then.
And that's
Because there's no skill involved in that. It's
I
just
wanted to
easy.
ask Mike because you talked because
Ronaldo
Ian talked about generations, and I wanted to ask Mike because Mike's the youngest guy here. Like, I don't even think you haven't seen on. Have you seen Henri? Like, have you seen Henri? Like, was it?
No. I saw him when he was in America, bro. I remember that one.
But you haven't seen him play ball in the Premier League.
Never.
So let me ask you, like, in your generation right now, like, who are the top people like considered now, like amongst your age group? Who do they consider the top players of this generation?
In terms of aesthetics or just all out balls?
Everything.
Boy, obviously we're gonna go with the Haalands, the Mbappes,
Right.
the Florian Wirtz of this world.
Right.
You know,
What about Neymar?
you know people
Neymar
like that.
getting there?
These kind of guys, huh?
Is Neymar getting there or not?
Nah, no way. What? Not right now.
You see?
Not right now. Come
It's
on, man.
changed. It's changed.
If we're being honest, I still give it to Messi though. Messi, obviously, I can't dispute that. Messi's just something else. But yeah, it's probably the guys right now my age that get the most GA, because in a debate with my brethrens, we're not obviously having aesthetics is beautiful, and I am an aesthetics merchant personally in it, but we can't really argue numbers as to why people like Salah do silence us sometimes, bro. Like, we can't deny it. Like, if he's just that efficient, what can you do if someone's just scoring all these goals? Like,
But
yeah,
you see with Salah, yeah, I don't know. Is it just me? But aesthetically, I don't think
I don't mind him. People make him look like he's butters or something.
Yeah,
I'm like,
bro. Yeah, like man, or something. But one time, yeah, we were playing in Wembley, innit? And we played you, man, preach, yeah. And Salah just did a madness against Vertonghen. Like, he just went like turbo. It's like he went up another level. And the way he was just chopping, changing feet, and then he banged the goal. I was like, what? Like, what can you do against that?
Yeah, but that's not, you're not doing it, but you're shifting the goalpost now, though, isn't it? Because if you're gonna, if you're doing Salah Henri, then like Henri ball control's a lot more smoother. You get me? So, but now you're going. You're just saying Salah plays well, but no one's saying that he hasn't played well. It's just a silly argument. Salah better than Henri, in it. It's just literally that. So you're just going to pull out the best of that person, and Henri's got the numbers. Salah's got the numbers. So you're only going to do the eye test, really, in it, and Henri parties that. So
that's true.
With Salah, yeah.
What's your opinion, though? Go on, say Max. Go on, Max. Go on.
No, real quick. I just want to say I used to be a Salah hater, like straight up. Like, honestly, in the debates, I was hating on that guy for time. It's only this season really where he silenced me. Where I ain't got, because obviously we usually have like Haaland like outscoring him, whatever. This season he silenced me. So the things that I used to laugh at Salah, sometimes his dribbling just doesn't look tidy enough, and I was highlighting that. Sometimes he looks a bit clunky on the ball sometimes, and he looks like because he's kind of built. Yeah, he was just like, it wasn't appealing to watch. I didn't find him appealing, and I was using that as ammo to shoot him with. But obviously, it doesn't last long when eventually you realize, all right, this guy's weight of pass isn't that bad. No, his first touch now it's not looking that bad now. Now the guy's doing dummies. He's still got his legs, unlike my De Bruyne, who I think they're the same age. These men still got legs, and his finishing is almost an air of inevitability. The R1 finesse top bins. What can you do? So that's why I've been silenced. But yeah. He did have his flaws in the past, but yeah, now he's a bit too refined. We can't really say that.
Obviously, FaZe, you've seen Henri, innit? Like, you've seen him at prime Henri. You're seeing Salah do what he's doing right now. I think Salah's having an impressive season. Where do you sit on this debate? Is it straightforward in terms of like Are you more of an what do they call it? An eye test kind of guy,
Aesthetics
or
merchant.
are you like more in a numbers situation? Because obviously we spoke about Ronaldo and Messi, and you were like Ronaldo because
Yeah.
Ronaldo's got the numbers, right? So
No, he's just done it in the Premier League. I rate the Premier League highly. He's done it in more different teams. And I
is that
remember
what it is for Messi?
they
I
asked
guess
Ibrahimovic, specifically, who played with both, and he said, "Do you think Messi could do it in the Premier League?" And he said, if he could bring Xavi and Iniesta with him, he could do it. And I never forget that. That meant a lot. That meant a lot to me because it's like everybody puts the weight on Messi and they forget that amazing team he playing, and they attribute a lot of that. I seen Ronaldo do it in Man U, and I think I put weight on the Premier League. Call me biased, call me Brexit if you want. If you do it in the Premier League, it means more to me because I remember watching the Liga and it was so not competitive that instead of doing goal difference, they said when Barca and Real Madrid are neck and neck, they're going to go to head-to-heads.
Head-to-head, yeah.
On average, they win each game 3-0. And then people want to...
Ian, what on?
Do you get what I mean? And then people want to compare this league to ours.
I didn't catch
I went neck for neck, head for head, and you kept quiet.
No, because you said teams, bro. You said teams, bro. You didn't talk about individuals. That was a reach. That was a reach.
Go on, sorry, face. Carry on.
What was I even saying? I got lost.
Like you said that the goal difference was so high in the La Liga that there was no point in like.
Yeah, they done head to head. So that's my defense in my Ronaldo argument. Like, you get what I mean?
I'm Ronaldo over Messi personally,
and
so am I.
And that's where
for those reasons.
Wow, is
Yeah,
everyone?
mine's more of a bias. But because it goes back to the Hazard thing. There's things that Hazard can do that Salah would never be able to do. Like Hazard is a playmaker, like out and out playmaker, and a match winner. Salah is a match winner, but he does it consistently. He's never had Salah's bad season.
I just think Hazard is fast. He was
put aside that.
He just got fast. He got past players better.
And he's clean with it. But I think for me, Salah's bad season is producing about 20 goals in the league and 10 assists. That's a bad season for him. Like you can't, it can't be overlooked anymore. At this juncture, the aesthetics don't matter. Like when you're producing numbers that he does every single year.
Yeah, I hear it.
I think there's no way you lot are really saying Ronaldo's better than Messi. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I know we're not trying to get into that, but I understand why you have that argument. I hear it. Obviously, it's not like black and white.
What Ronaldo is it? Is it young Ronaldo?
He hasn't seen young Ronaldo. He knows Ronaldo now.
No, he hasn't seen the Manchester United.
So they think, you know what? Mike, I'm not going to speak for you, but I feel like, especially your generation, because there's this people when they make an argument between Messi and Ronaldo, they make it look like that essentially Ronaldo's just a stat padder, which is a crazy term for me anyway, and that it's Messi that's the baller. They didn't see Ronaldo when he first hit the scene. Remember, he's the one that came in during the time of R9, and people don't like to admit it. He made the name. Like when you said Ronaldo, people knew who you were talking to. They had to change Ronaldo to R9. Like,
and the phenom.
I'm saying,
they had to change it to the R9.
They had to make it. It was only Thierry Henry because he's bitter. I had to say the real Ronaldo. The real Ronaldo.
Yeah, the real Ronaldo.
The real Noriega. He hold me 100 things. That Ronaldo. I hear it still. Respect it.
But that Ronaldo was no joke. No joke.
Well, and you got to remember, Messi had like the world pushing him.
Yep, he's got good PR.
Whereas everybody
had like bad PR.
Was like the one they want to see fail. Like,
yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Listen, guys. I think it's a personality thing. I think you guys just like it because he's more popular. Like he's the more flamboyant personality. I mean, I'm more in tune with the Messi side. No, I'm more of an introverted person. So I look at Messi and I'm I'd rather be like.
Mike, just on that, you know, with Ronaldo, what I didn't like about him from day dot, he's the type of brother. If he feels something, he's going down. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
He's that rolling around the floor, crying, like everything I dislike about a human being. You know what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say? Like,
Yeah.
stay on your feet. That's why I liked R9. R9,
Yeah, yeah,
even if he was getting pulled down to the ground, there's a clip where he plays for Barcelona
yeah.
and he scores a mad thing. He scores a goal. And Bobby Robson's like this, like,
Yeah.
he can't believe what he's just
What he's
witnessed
just witnessed, yeah.
at his big age. I'm sure he's got grandkids, but he's seen with his grey hair and he's doing this. Like, I can't believe it.
Ronaldo was 18
are
when he
trying to
did that.
rip his shirt off.
Monstrous.
And like any other baller, they're going to ground, they're going to the floor, they're looking at the ref. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And you know,
Ronaldo.
And Messi, when Messi's getting fouled, Messi doesn't drop to the floor. Messi
True.
standing on his 2 feet.
Oh, fuck
and he's
off, man.
No, it's true. Hey, Chinks, it's true. And he'll drop you to the floor, bro. You
HGH injections in his knees, bro.
and you see what they say. Messi is better than Ronaldo at I think Ronaldinho's better at that. If that makes sense.
Facts.
So,
yeah. I mean, bro, what? Ronaldinho's the GOAT. You're right. But this is Messi and Ronaldo.
I'm saying even in that category, I don't feel Messi's the best in his categories.
Come on, Ronaldinho's number one. We know this, bro.
Like,
But Messi is
No, but I'm
still.
saying Ronaldo, like
Messi couldn't play in the Premier League.
The free kick, pace, power, physicalness, like he's top all round. Where Messi's like that guy, nothing you from the ball, one touch, get me from the ball. I get that, but Ronaldinho's better at that. You get me? So I'm like,
and this whole World Cup argument, do you lot like you see international football? Is that the pinnacle of football now? Yeah, is that what man's telling me? International
World
football,
Cup is the World Cup.
So no, but actually though, that's the pinnacle. That's where it's at. Yeah, all the best players in the world. That's it. Yeah, the guy who wins that.
If you've done your league and you've done Champions League, then the only thing left is on the world stage.
Yeah,
the World Cup. I think those are the 3 things where people are really judged on, and I think that's the stick people beat Ronaldo with. And I think Ronaldo
he won the Euros. He won the Euros.
Don't like that.
Yeah, when he won the Euros,
almost won that. Don't mean nothing to me.
He won his equivalent. You see what I'm saying?
So cool. No, but sorry, before you go, Ian, this is where we got to keep the same energy because now man's shitting on Euros with World Cup, but when man was shitting on it was Black Panther. Everyone had their vibranium. Everybody had their vibranium out. But now when it's time to when it fits your narrative and you want to shit on other people's countries, you got to be. If your theory applies, it has to be consistent everywhere. Otherwise, it exposes your bias.
I'll be consistent. I said when it comes to your national or domestic league and you win that, the next thing to judge is on the Champions League, right? And then you got to win your perspective wherever you're from, if it's AFCON or Euros or Copa America. So that's what Messi did. Messi won the Copa America and Ronaldo won the Euros, isn't it?
Euros.
So the only thing
Copa
left,
America and Euros is the same. It's the same level, yeah. Are we all in agreement?
Yeah.
That's how people were seeing it. That's how people were seeing it.
Shameless.
World Cup is different. World Cup is different.
All right. Let's give Face that. Wait, hold on. Let's give Face the benefit of the doubt.
Don't Jamaica play? Do Jamaica play in the Copa? One of them.
All right. That's what we're doing.
Am I bugging or? Do the reggae boys field at 11 in that tournament? Or am I bugging?
No. But all right.
Jamaica's the goal. I know the other day, man.
He's Jamaican as well, you know. Shameless.
Some team, I don't even know the name.
They need to join the AFCON, man.
I don't want to see that. No, you already got this stage. I don't want to see that. No basketball name. I don't want to see 4 a.m. I don't want to see you go to the thing before the heat or man in the victim. I don't want to see you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I start snitching.
You guys can't. Are you guys in the South American tournament?
I'm sure we played in one of them.
When the Argentinians see you, man, they're like,
Ronaldo, you know. This is what man's doing. He's selling out his own country.
You guys made the wrong turn, bro.
Botox Ronaldo, you know. Botox. Lip filler Ronaldo. Is that what man's doing here, yeah? Come on,
it's true. He used to wear makeup in it to cover up the Rasmus Højlund on his face. You remember that, bro? Come on, man. Let's not be ridiculous. Come on, guys. You man remember.
Them type of characters there, I can't get behind. But anyway, let's give FaZe the Euros, innit? Euros is bigger than Copa America. Let's do that, innit? So the
Mhm.
only way to judge them now has to be the World Cup, innit?
How?
No,
Because they're both in it. They're both in a competition, and this is the pinnacle. Do you know what I'm
but okay,
saying?
but consider the teams that Messi played in for Argentina.
Thank you.
People need to start realizing, bruv, every team that Messi won a international competition with, Di Maria played in. Di Maria is massively overlooked, you know, because he had numerous man in the match winning performances in most of those tournaments,
In
and
Argentina.
but he never gets the accolades that he deserves. Bruv, look at Di Maria's career. The only season he's never won a trophy is when he was at Man United.
Oh shit.
That says it all, bro. That says it
I
all.
hear it like because people will say Ronaldo carried Portugal. I
He
think
carried Portugal for how many years,
Facts.
bro? They never even qualified for those tournaments. Look at the teams that he had to play with.
Facts.
Look at the man he had to play with, bro.
I hear
Like,
it.
do you get what I'm saying?
No, but
Look at
Portugal
the
aren't
players
dead
he had to
though,
play with.
man.
And Argentina's
Come
always
on.
favourites.
Bro, I've heard interviews from Argentinian players turning around to say that
That's
they
a cool
they
run is
they,
great.
they play for Messi. They play for Messi.
Yep.
They want
Yep.
him to do well, etc.
Yep.
These men are carrying this man.
So you don't think the same applies to
No,
Ronaldo?
No,
it does. They're facilitating him.
Fair, man.
They're
The
actually
whole world,
facilitating
the
him.
whole world hates Ronaldo.
the whole
The
world, bro.
whole world hates this guy.
Victim,
Literally.
look,
So
victim
he's
mentality.
There's no
they
way.
got men on their team that hate this guy too, that are gonna champion you. It's like Kendrick. It's literally Kendrick and Drake right now.
No.
You know when a man's
No way.
haters
That's
is
popping,
bigger than
man.
your whole fan base. So you're just automatically gathering all these haters
Yeah.
because they
And
just
it-
hate him.
And it
They
goes
hate
beyond
him for no
football, isn't
reason.
it? Because you feel like Ronaldo and Messi represent two different kind of almost like
characters.
world views
Yeah.
as well, like very
know what I
different
mean?
Yeah,
world
the
views.
ballers.
Mike's.
Get me?
No, it's not the
Messi,
ballers.
you
It's
know,
quite-
I'm talking about
Messi,
deeper than that, like even societal stuff, like
Yeah.
Real Madrid at the Cathedral, Barcelona,
Facts.
like
Mike's,
somewhere else.
Yo, Ian, yo,
Mark, how old are you, Max? Quickly, if you
22.
mind. 22.
So we
Okay,
can't talk to him about
No,
nothing.
you know what? It's
About
not. I
nothing,
just
man.
want to highlight.
ages, man. You can't be
Remember,
ages.
remember the Euros where Ronaldo got Rooney sent off and he winked to the bench.
He don't know
shit.
that.
Okay, so
I've seen that on a short though.
You see that
I
clip.
appreciate the honesty.
Okay, so you see,
Yeah.
after that summer, yeah, the following season, I'm not joking. Ronaldo got booed by every ground he went to
word.
in the country, and he produced. That's his Ballon d'Or winning season. People need to understand, bro. Messi could not be on them type of hostile environments, getting clotted all over the pitch. Pause. Yeah, by man just looking to wipe you out because they just don't like
Like, he
you.
had that against Liverpool and that.
Bro,
man.
he got
But
fouled
one or
out.
two games a season, bro.
It
Bro,
does happen soon, yeah, bro. Like,
bro, he won the Ballon d'Or. Bro, nobody in the Premier League has won the Ballon d'Or apart from Ronaldo,
bro,
bro.
you're telling
Bro,
Mike,
Mourinho was the
Up
best
until that
striker
point, I should say.
last
Up until
week.
that point. Up until that
In
point.
one game, when something
know,
happens
man.
consistently and it beats
People-
on you, it's cool. We
I don't know,
do
man.
one on a one-off.
Listen. I'm watching Champions League now, and people are saying, "Oh, Messi can't do it in the Premier League. He can't do it. He plays Manchester United, the best team at the time in
No,
the
but our
Prem."
league's more than that,
Yeah.
though. You don't.
He's-
Do you not
hey,
understand?
think.
Do you not understand a
Hold his
rainy
hand.
day in Stoke?
Stoke.
Do you not know?
Bro,
Do you not know? Bro, we
I know,
lost.
man. Yeah, I
we
know
lost.
this
We
analogy.
lost. We lost whole legs.
Analogy over
Our
and over
players
again.
lost legs.
bro.
Our players lost ankles and legs, bro. Do you know what I mean? Ankles, and you know what's mad? You see now this advancement of football that started with Wenger and continued with Pep and all of that. Now we're getting to see it, yeah, because I'm watching Skelly and I'm watching Nwaneri, and sorry to be an arsehole and make it an arsehole.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man.
Because when I'm watching these men play, where the game is at enables these men to play. I remember playing football back in the day. You do too much step overs against an old right back, he's just gonna clout you. Your career might be over. These men don't have to play in these same conditions. Man were trying to kill Ronaldo, and you lot might not want to put value on that. But all I'm saying is I value that, and I've seen him do it. I ain't seen Messi do that consistently.
Messi doesn't even do step overs. Messi doesn't even do step overs. That's why.
Hey, Messi's
Try
not that kind of
that
guy.
against Razor Ruddock and Vinnie Jones and them man there. Try that. Joey
Come
Barton.
on.
He didn't have to go
Wait.
through-
Why is it all of a sudden, yeah, you've forgotten that not every time, but most of the time when Messi comes up against the Premier League team, he flourishes. Why is that?
Because
I
they're
remember
playing in
you told me
Europe
this.
with a European mentality referee who doesn't let certain things slide.
So now we're gonna blame the
Persie off
football.
What?
Did you just blame officials?
Man saying blame officials, but when Newcastle were here talking, saying all their context and stuff, like officials cannot decide games. So you see us lot that have more than a few decades. So what's So hold on, wait a minute. What's hand of God? What's hand of God? What's hand of God? Do you not know what hand of God is?
Mike's don't know that.
Do you know what hand of God is? When the referee didn't see a handball and certain man won a tournament based off the back of that. But if you go, oh, ref decisions, oh, man's claiming ref decisions. Like, a ref decision decided the fucking game. Like, does man not? Do you get what I mean? We're just doing narrative stuff where we don't apply no common sense. We saw Henry almost go out the fucking World Cup to Scotland, but then he kept the ball on with his hand and the ref didn't see it. Oh, man's blaming the ref. Like, these are blatant things that have contributed to results in games. The ball did England play Germany and the ball went past the line and they didn't count it. Oh, man's blaming the ref. Like, it's logical things that have happened that have decided games. But you can't bring it up because man want to do silly YouTube narrative. I don't get it.
No, it's because Messi, you can't do this in the Messi versus Ronaldo debate because Messi's actually done it consistently against Premier League teams. I remember even against Tottenham, I'm on a Tottenham channel. He's done it against these men as well.
Horrible, man.
Let's not pretend like he didn't try and kick them up. I've seen him score a flipping head. The guy's like 5'1". He scored a header against flipping, what's it? Is it Van der Sar? Come on, man.
Man said, who is it? Van der Sar.
And that's the sixth thing that happens in debates when you make a point and the man just start talking about something that's got nothing to do with your point and just completely ignore the fact they were just chatting shit and start talking about something else. That's such a slight tactic people use. Oh,
that's what you did.
Okay, if that works nowadays, that works. Go on.
No. I just have to... Go on.
No, I was gonna say I was gonna move the point on, but all right, let's concede Faze's point about the whole rainy day in Stoke, innit, that Messi couldn't do it. We'll never know, to be fair, because he didn't go over there. But what Mike is saying,
France, though.
Obviously he did it. Huh? Say again.
He went over to France and
Uber Eats.
Yeah, and when he was trying to drop the shoulders on the Bubakars and that, bro, he felt it was long. He wasn't feeling it, bro. He wasn't feeling it, bro. You can't drop your shoulder on these men. These men just want to get peace to send back home to Congo. It was not happening. It wasn't happening for him.
Yeah.
He left the league quick.
Facts. Well, man's not trying to shit on him. Messi's an amazing player. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I just saw Ronaldo do it live.
And I don't know, like, I think, you know what it is? I think me and Mike's are more on the
he's left-footed, isn't it? It looks nice.
Yeah, it's a tech thing, man. Most recently at Asia, you saw him have Argentina on his back. You can say they played to his strengths. Yeah, they did. But he still provided the goods when it was needed.
No, I agree. For me, what Ronaldo currency, he did it in the Premier League, he did it in Spain, he did it in Italy, and he won major trophies. And he did it obviously in the Euros. I know that Messi did as well in World Cup, but he did it in so many places, and he was like the key guy, like, and consistently. It's very hard to deny that. And Messi tried it by going to France. And to the best team, and I know Ronaldo was at the best team as well.
These were
Never heard of him in my life. Still, can't lie.
I suggest that that's such a boring saying is the rainy day in Stoke thing, isn't it? And things are boring. Things are boring because they're consistent, and stuff that is consistent is usually the truth, innit? So if someone's using the truth against you in an argument, and your response is, "Oh, that's so boring," that just already highlights your stance, and you're
that's
not
so consistent. That's so consistent, man.
Yeah,
no, I just the last thing I need to hear from you, Chinks. Yeah, what is a rainy day in Stoke, please? Like in terms of Champions League, innit? Because you're not really going to get them in the Champions League, and Messi's
rainy day in Kazakhstan or something, isn't it?
It's weird. So you see, like, let me take it to music. This is such a silly analogy, but you see like TDE. There's Kendrick, there's Schoolboy Q, there's Absol, there's J Rock in it. So like Schoolboy's like the street rapper who's from the streets. J-Rock's the street rapper as well, but Schoolboy's a bit more intelligent. There's Ab-Soul, who's like the more deeper, philosophical, lyrical miracle rapper, and they all have their own individual attributes that make them amazing, innit? But Kendrick is a perfect balance of all of them. Like he encapsulates all of those characteristics in one individual. Hence why he's the most successful out of all of them.
Was that Ronaldo? Is that
No,
Ronaldo?
I'm just saying, just to show how much I appreciate versatility. And
Right. Okay.
because when you have versatility, you can deal with more obstacles. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
that's just an example where being a specialist in one thing and being amazing across the board in loads of things outweighs one, because Kendrick is more successful than all of these people and people like him more. Do you get what I'm saying?
So,
I personally think that the Premier League throws up more challenges in teams you have to face, i.e. teams that don't want to play the type of football that you play. They'll sit in, they're willing to foul you.
Right.
The referees are conditioned in that way to allow certain things in more other leagues. So you have to have more durability and versatility to win a Premier League than a lot more of these other leagues, to me. And I value that. That's all I'm saying.
Ronaldo at Manchester United, 19 years old to 21 years old. The difference between that Ronaldo, who played out on the left, was he a left midfielder?
Yeah.
From what I remember. Compared to Real Madrid, well, obviously before, I think it was during that period where he had the knee injury, right? So he had to adjust his game.
He adjusted his game after that, yeah.
And he then became more of a centre forward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it right to kind of compare the two? Because Messi doesn't really play as a centre forward. And I think a lot of Ronaldo's goals...
He did. That's why they sold Ibrahimovic. He wanted to play in the middle. And they sold Ibrahimovic and made him play during the middle. But he couldn't play an out-and-out nine, so they played false nine to a degree.
Yeah, false nine for Messi.
And he outscored him then as well.
And Messi is pretty much an inside forward. He's pretty much an inside forward.
He is. So Ronaldo, the style of goals he was scoring, the majority were like in and around, especially like towards his latter career, was in and around the 6-yard box. Is that right? Would you say in and around the box?
I'd argue that because he scores goals from everywhere, even in the latter years.
Okay.
But he started doing like exceptional stuff, like when he's doing the headers, like he's jumping.
That's
like
what I'm talking about.
in the
headers.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like the headers. Like a bulk of his goals. I'm not saying he didn't have it in his locker to score, an extraordinary goal.
Yeah, he's not
towards the end of his career. He focused on being that guy in the box.
That's what I'm
final
saying.
action. I can give you that.
Yeah. So with Messi, I feel like, and this is where aesthetics comes into it. The style of goal he scored, he would like take on 3 or 4 men and then put it in a net. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And for me, I would put a little bit more weight than a man that's going to be waiting on service. Like Ronaldo at times did it by himself. I do hear what you're lot saying, but more time I would see him be the finisher as opposed to like the man that's going to take it from deep, pause, and then big pause,
extreme pause.
Take it from deep and then carry it and then like win the game. See what I'm trying to say?
All right, but this is where the versatility argument is consistent, because I've seen Ronaldo score more of those Messi type goals than I've seen Messi score those Ronaldo type goals. So even if we want to put them at the same in one bracket, there's Ronaldo's weakness that he still outweighs Messi's weakness. Do you get what I'm saying? And even if we want to make them equal across all attributes, left foot, right foot, dribbling and all that, make them all equal across every attribute, I know which one's better in the air.
Facts.
Do you get what I mean? And I played defense. I played centre back, and that was my position. And I was very good at it. I got paid at one point, but stupid decisions in my life took that away from me. And I'm telling you, 90 minutes playing Ronaldo or Messi, I know who's going to give me a more difficult game, because I know Ronaldo's going to run at me with aggression, passion. He's going to switch it. He's going to go inside. He's going to give me way more variables to deal with. And if I miss him for a moment, I turn around, he scored a header or something. I know he's going to give me a more difficult game to play.
So would you say Ronaldo's a better ball carrier or a better dribbler than Messi?
No, Messi's a dribbler. I can't be disingenuous.
And how high do you put that on priority? Like for you guys, does that carry weight, ball dribbling and beating players? Is that a big thing or not really? It's more about putting the back of the net
And just and I want to ask you lot as well, because you've got to be consistent in this argument. Because if dribbling is so important to you, you must rate Saint Maximum very highly as well.
So Maximum for me, no. So Maximum for me is very untidy. He's not polished. He's not refined in his dribbling. In terms like he can beat a man, but his decision making after that, he will turn back on himself.
Okay, what about Mitoma?
And twist himself up.
What about Mitoma?
You know what I mean? I think if you talk about Messi and Mitoma, this night and day for me. I'll be honest with you. I couldn't compare Mitoma to a Messi. I mean, Mitoma's really good on going either side of a man, and he's got a few tricks in his toolbox. But in terms of Messi, like taking players on, for me, it's just.
What about R9 and Messi?
R9 all day for me.
Yeah.
R9 all day for me. And the reason why for R9 for me
to dribbling.
Yeah, for dribbling. Yeah.
Hold on, before you continue,
R9,
do you agree with that mix?
Yeah.
Because I want to see if I've got a young opinion. Because I'd put Messi's dribbling.
I'm not gonna lie.
No, but
I
You don't even know who R9 is.
player.
He thinks it's about a control pad in that, bro.
I know him, but
R9's,
I don't know.
close ball control in tight spaces is different. Pause.
It is different.
Than Messi.
It's different, bro. Bro,
And he's carrying man on his back while he's doing it.
I think I saw a documentary where Ronaldo he spoke about a game he used to play. I don't know if it was five-a-side or
futsal.
That's it.
That's sandballs.
Yeah, he said it was sandball and that. He said like he played a lot of that like growing up. So where he did that, he said it helped him with the close control in tight situations by the byline and whatnot.
Yeah,
ball control, I've seen like old clips of him before he even went professional, and I'm like, raw. Like this youth's cold. Cold.
Yeah, he's the first man I saw do a zigzag with one foot. You know the flip flap. He's the first one I see do with his foot like that, and I was like, I had never seen that before. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
And then shortly after that, they brought out his own boot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They brought a boot designed, and I actually went out and bought it. You know what I'm saying?
I had them as well. They came in blue and they were blue and like black or silver.
Blue, black, and silver.
I remember those.
He got clapped off the pitch at Old Trafford after Madrid came to our back garden and spun us
with the battered knees. These
bro,
were
and this was old. This was the old Ronaldo.
He was fat. He
actually scored the perfect hat trick that day. Header, left foot and right foot. They clapped him. They gave him a standing ovation when he got subbed in that game.
Yeah,
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
Hey, Chinks, I remember you said you used to be a centre back. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, and you were saying you would find it easier to defend against Ronaldo than Messi. And I think the only reason why you would say something like that is because you haven't seen Messi and what he did to Boateng, bro. Like, I think if you had seen what he did to, I'm just saying he's not more ideal than Ronaldo. It's just you highlighted one of Ronaldo's strengths, but you didn't mention one Messi strength, which is he is light and day clearer in terms of creating. His passing ability is probably one of the best ever. In terms of creativity,
Ronaldo's got more assists than Messi, hasn't he, in the La Liga?
I have
no wrong. Check me if I'm wrong, but his assist record is he's got more assists than Cruz. He's got more assists. Like his assist record is insane. Like I'll double check on that, but creativity is underrated for him.
And you know what it is? It might be a what's the word? Like it's just a like a tool cunt thing. It might just be because I'm a tool cunt, yeah. And I know in the day and age when I played football, if I coming up against Messi, if I kick him once or twice, I know he's someone I can bully. Just maybe it's a stature thing, and obviously if he has the correct ref, that's not going to allow me to be rough on that particular day. Pause. He can get away, but I know in the type of football I played, he do too much of that leg shit. He's not going to go work on Monday. I'm going to hurt that little boy. And I know Ronaldo is a man who's not going to just, you get me? He's not going to let that happen to him.
Size thing, isn't it? Pause.
Yeah. And that's crazy.
I'm looking at the next man's size and judging it.
That's mad.
Yeah.
But don't you think, though, sometimes you go play against a player and they've got a low center of gravity, they're also quite tricky, especially if you're not if you're pulled out of position. I think as a centre back, if you're defending the box, I'm assuming you're defending the box and you haven't got a run back to goal or whatever, even if it's back to goal, you have to run back to goal. If you're in a situation where you're 1v1 with a player, isn't that slightly different?
No, because Van Dijk does it every week. You don't make a decision. You make him make a decision. And then you wait and wait until there's less and more options for him to do. And then when you know there's only a limited amount of things he can do, that's when you make your move. You see it with Van Dijk all the time. You see him do it when it's 2-on-1. And he waits in the middle so he's close enough to stop the pass or make the press or the interception onto the player who has the ball. It's about decision making. You have to be patient. And you can't just jump into things because they're going to do you. Pause if I have to, but that it's you wait. That's why I rate Van Dijk, because I see it. I've seen it when Koscielny or some hot-headed defender will go. I see Calafiori do it about 3 times a day because they want to go and just be up on man and just win the ball and they get spun out. I see Van Dijk. That's why he's like the last man. He's smart. You wait. You let them make the decision, and that's all I'll do.
And he's had that from young, because I remember this is years ago. It was when he still played for Southampton, and I had a mate who was an Arsenal fan, and I went to the game, and you guys were playing Southampton in the League Cup, and I've never seen anybody defend like that before. Where exactly what FaZe is saying, like obviously Arsenal are all up on like either on the in and around the box or on the D, and they're approaching, they're just around. But it's like he's not rushing. He's actually walking and he's just watching. He's walking and he's watching while and I'm thinking, aren't you scared that they're gonna just like breeze past you or da? But like you're watching him and you're thinking, nah, and you can feel it. Like the ball's gonna come to him. He's gonna take that. And inevitably did. And I remember telling him, I wasn't no like football scout or anything like that. Like, but I'm like, I think that guy's gonna be someone's gonna buy this guy. Yeah. I don't know if this is a one-off game, if he does this all the time, but if he does this all the time, this is him. Someone's gonna buy this guy. And lo and behold, Liverpool paid 75 million for him.
Do you remember that that chance that in the final minute of the game where it was Sissoko and Son running? It was a 2v1, and he showed Sissoko onto his stronger foot, so he couldn't get the pass off to Son. And they asked him about it in the post-match interview, and he said that he knows that Sissoko is a lot weaker at shooting than Son is. Said if he let the ball go into Son would likely have scored. And it's like just the little things that you don't think about in football, because you're like, last minute of the game, man could score. I've got to close the angle out, but then you close the angle out, you get exposed on the other side. And
this is what makes it elite, because you see Terry, you see John Terry. John Terry is a shit defender, but he's really a sick defender. Because you see like Nesta and them man there, and they'll say like they'll play 90 minutes and their kit's still clean because they don't make them slide tackles. They just read the game that well. They just know this is gonna happen. I'm gonna win the ball here, and I'm not diving in. But John Terry's so shit because he constantly thought that he was like Maguire. You see, like Maguire, they think, I'm smart, I know everything. I'm gonna make this decision and win it. But then the thing is he'll fuck it up. But this is why John Terry is amazing, because he'll fuck it up, but then he'll win it after. You know what I mean? When the elite defender wouldn't fuck up in the first place.
Yeah. No, I hear it still. I hear it. I was just trying to watch some clips of Messi versus Liverpool, innit? It didn't go too well.
But going back to the attributes again, for me, mentality, Ronaldo has it.
That's the other thing,
That for me, like it's too up there.
They both got it though. They both got it.
I think Ronaldo's outweighs Messi, because the thing is with Messi has to have things going right in the game for him to perform. Whereas Ronaldo can pull something out of the bag out of nowhere. And that's why
I think Messi can do that too, though, man.
Yeah, that's what Messi can do. I think that's why there's a whole debate.
So, okay, perfect example. When do you think that Ronaldo would ever have let Liverpool get back into the game, in the Champions League when they were 3-0 up in the first leg? Do you believe that, honestly, that Ronaldo would have let that happen?
But I'm sure that has happened to him in different games. Like he was he when Madrid got smashed 5-0 by Barcelona?
Yeah, I was going to say La Liga when they're having the Clásicos.
I'm talking about league. I'm talking about not league games, cup games. So like a cup game. So when he was playing for
Copa del Rey,
Juve, and he got a hat trick against Atleti.
Yeah, Copa del Rey. They got smashed up a good couple of times. Ronaldo. He went to Man United, got smashed, bro.
Maybe it's probably a different way.
The second time around,
Messi take this game by the scruff of the neck. But he won't do the way Ronaldo does. Maybe.
Yeah, just different.
Up 3. Remember, Barca was up 3-0 in the first leg and then got smacked in the second one 4-0.
Yeah.
He got smacked 4-0 in the second leg.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe that any team that Ronaldo's playing in, he would have allowed that
It's
to happen.
happened. But it's happened though. It has happened to him.
I'd
It
have
has
to bring
happened
back
to
to
him.
some
Some
examples.
things are just like those are just magical nights.
To be
Big
fair,
up the raid, Big up the raid.
Big up.
Yeah.
Wherever you're forward from. But you know what? Because this is where, because I like to be honest and consistent, because I see because when you look at Ian's a Man U fan, and you get what I'm saying, so I can see why that may be the horse in his race. Do you get what I mean? And then I'm an Arsenal man, so I just don't like Messi. So I can see why that might be even my justification for it. And I can be honest like that. But and you know what it is as well, Messi just seems like I'm not an like, you see, like Messi's obviously he works hard. Do you get what I'm saying? But I feel like his thing was like a God-given talent. So like he's dribbled this way since birth. He had the small legs. They gave him injections. He had the perfect team and everything to work for him. So it's more like a
like he's genetically modified.
It's like a God's given you that blessing and that talent, and you can just walk through life and do
Ronaldo got it in the mud.
He got it in the mud, man. He got it out the trenches, and me as a trench baby, I just put more. He done it through sheer hard work and aggression and grit, and I put weight on that because that makes me think that I can get there. Because God ain't given me what Messi has.
So you're the whole story, like you're like from rags to riches.
Yeah, like this
rings.
Maybe it's wrong.
You get me?
Messi go into every away ground in the country and getting booed. Bro, he was getting booed by United fans after the Euros. That's how mad it was. Bro, every game he'd go, every away ground he'd go to, but he won our fans over when he kept scoring every game.
Yeah, so I feel like this is like, I don't know, like emotions. Like this is deeper than football now. Like I'm trying to say, you've invested yourself in the Ronaldo story.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? No, that's how I feel like, because you're talking about he's getting booed around every set. No, I do hear it though, because the mentality thing, I do understand it. But like me and Mike's saying, I'm just looking at pure football ability. You know what I'm trying to say? And I respect Ronaldo because obviously he's a worker, innit? He work hard. And if you work hard and you stay in school, you do it the right way. Use that story, innit? You know what I mean? Like, everyone's got a chance, you know? What do they say? Like, some people have talent and some people have the work ethic, innit? I can't remember.
Hard work beats talent if talent don't work hard.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. And I feel like that's Ronaldo's story. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas Messi,
he is talented. Like people acting like he was like,
true.
Like he is talented. I'm not taking it away from him. Yeah. I'm not. Because remember, Ronaldo came up with his brethren. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From Sporting. Yeah. And his brethren was the more talented one. You get it?
No, he wasn't.
Was he not?
No, he wasn't. Ronaldo was in it.
Ronaldo was more talented, but because the other guy was.
But he had a trial.
I think he was at the trials, But you know,
and the next person to score, got the trial or something. And the guy was going to score, but he said Ronaldo's a better player, so he passed it to him. I think that's the story, or am I wrong?
Do you guys believe that story?
To this day, he's still a proper movie story.
Because he's rich, isn't he?
Yeah, his house is paid, cars there.
Ronaldo's looked after him. And you see what you said, Ash, about pure footballing ability, innit? And I think this is that narrative of the Ballon d'Or thing again, where forwards are just accounted for more, innit? So what they do, because it wins the game, it puts more weight on it. But a last-ditch tackle that stops a certified goal should have the same weight a goal does. But unfortunately, football don't really work that way. Do you get what I'm saying? So if we're saying as entirely footballing ability, football's not just about attack then, innit? It's not just about passing
or just dribbling and that.
Do you get what I'm saying? So if we had to put, who do you think would be good at more positions on the pitch, Ronaldo or Messi? Because I know for a fact Ronaldo will be a better defender than Messi. With the attributes he had. So in terms of being able to cover more positions on the pitch, which would make you a more complete footballer and have more footballing ability, I still think even in that argument, it's Ronaldo.
It's impossible for it to be Ronaldo when Messi runs the whole midfield section and attacking section. When you know Ronaldo can't under pressure do nothing, bro.
So you don't think Ronaldo could play midfield?
Not under pressure. If he's shadow striker, then that's the only midfield position I'll give him.
Ronaldo could play 10. He could play in the 10. He could play in the 9.
Yeah.
and he could play out wide, left or right.
Yeah. What's
That's
that?
what I
Free.
think Ronaldo. I think that's what Ronaldo could do. Messi, I don't know. Messi can play.
Ronaldo couldn't be a fullback. He don't have the physical attributes to be a fullback.
I look
So
at
which
it as
one
a
we
wingback.
talking
Ronaldo could be a
about?
wing version of Ronaldo we're talking about though.
Phase,
If we're
when you
talking about
said
now,
yeah,
no way.
So go on,
Fullback,
Phil.
Phase, when you
too much running in the game.
yeah, when you said
much
the
money,
Ballon
you
d'Or
couldn't
thing,
match
because I remember like Rory Jennings like cussing, he called Rodri a water carrier, and he couldn't believe that he won it over Vinicius Junior. Because now you got like a good like debate in terms of football ability. So he values obviously Vinicius' ability on the ball, like, and I love Vinicius, his dribbling ability, but I also love Rodri's like how he marshals the midfield, his decision making. Sometimes people say, "Oh, they're so boring," but
They don't.
like it goes back to your consistency point. They're so boring because they make incredibly good decisions in the heat of the battle and heat of the moments. How many times have our own defenders, midfielders, messed the ball up because they under pressure and they give it away? But Rodri makes it look so easy. I remember like it's like watching. I don't know if you guys watch boxing, like Floyd Mayweather, who makes it like someone like that makes the fight look so boring, so easy that you think you can come into the ring and start doing all of that, and the fight's going to turn out well for you. It's not, guys. It's not. It's not going to turn out that way. The other guy's going to blam you in the face, but because the way they play, the way he does it, you got someone like Rory Jones saying, he's just a water carrier. He thinks he can do what Rodri can do, and I think that's genius. Genius is when making something look very, very hard look very, very simple.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
And it's that thing where people only understand from their level of perception.
Yeah,
you get what I mean? So it's like having because for you saying that a man like that, when a player that can do that is more rare than the other thing which you champion, just shows your level of understanding. Do you get? Because as much as I didn't like, obviously I'm an Arsenal man, but look at Kante. He never played for my team, but everybody who he played for said it was like it was two players on the pitch. Do you get what I mean? And you don't understand how much that can account for in a team. You don't understand who else that frees up. You don't understand that assurity and insurance that this one player gives your whole team. You don't understand the platform that he creates for the rest of your team to be able to do what they do. But because he don't put the ball in the back of the net, it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Well, I think you will understand now, ever since he's been injured, how pivotal he really was, bro, as you've seen. And the one word that no one mentioned today, which is the embodiment of Rodri, is anticipation. And that's why I love this Nico Gonzalez. I know I might have got carried away and called him Baby Rodri. I might have called him a few times. But sometimes I thought I was watching Rodri, man. I'm not going to lie.
Every time he flops, we're going to call him Nick.
No.
Nick from Costco.
Nasty
every time he flops.
Good people.
Nick from Costco.
Bro. No. And Rodri being underrated.
You know what, Mike? This is trauma. You miss Rodri so much that you need the reincarnation of Rodri, like while he's away. Just like give Gonzalez time. You'll see. You'll see him for who he is.
Too early on him, man. Don't give him too early on him, man. We've all been there. We've all gone too early. Or I know I have too early on certain players, and we're not giving them enough, rest assurance. Because, City, as we were saying at the start, Ian, I'll let you come in. You're not sure about City like next season. Do you know what I'm saying?
I feel like with is because you see with Pep, he does this thing where he favors technical centre backs over physical ones.
Yeah,
I just feel like the way the league is going now, like a lot more teams are playing with the traditional striker, and the physicality is if you look at every City attack, the goals that they conceded, the amount of they've conceded more goals than we have.
And Crystal Palace as well.
Like, so for me, you look at how easily they get caught in transition. None of their team is quick.
I think that's down to their midfield though. Because remember that year when, for instance, even Van Dijk looked vulnerable.
Yeah,
or he missed Fabinho and he missed who was
Hendo.
Hendo, yeah.
So I think even the best CBs look vulnerable when the midfield is shaky.
But who shows up the midfield for them though? I think that's where that. So it depends on what the summer is.
It's from
there you go.
Rodri's going to be what? When he gets back, Rodri will be what, 28, 29?
No, he's
No, I don't. I don't care
now.
about the age. I'll be honest, Ian. Yeah, that guy was literally the arc reactor to Iron Man's chest, bro. Without him, we're heartless, as you've seen. It's like trying to run outside. Yeah,
Listen, heartless
like, bro.
Kanye.
No, bro. Look at it's like when you've got no protection, you know what can happen, and that's what's been happening.
And you know, you see the Rodri thing, yeah, and the 28 thing, because this is why you see
28.
Well,
Or the 8.
when he comes back, it's going to be 28, isn't it, or something? So they're going to say like he might lose his legs a bit and he won't be able to. What it is, yeah, it's the anticipation, isn't it? And they say in boxing, like, timing beats speed. So like you see, like Zidane was nowhere near fast, but his anticipation and his football brain and being able to constantly make someone make the wrong decision all the time and not be able to guess what he's going to do. He was not quick enough to run the whole pitch, but he'll just beat you, pause, and then when he could beat you, you'd speed up, run back around him, and he'll just beat you again, and then you speed up, run back around him, like, because it wasn't about speed. He'll just continuously use his superpower till he's right in front of the goal and just pull it in the net. So I think
he's gonna need legs around him. He's gonna need proper.
That's the reality.
Box to box 8s around him, proper.
Yeah. I'm sure the money.
But it's back to the age thing where you talked about Zidane. So if we, like that is a perfect example. But I've seen a young Iniesta doing a mad thing to Zidane and making it look so dumb in the game. It looks mad. And I feel like if you look at the 8s that are currently in the Premier League, the development around that position, I feel like they're going to run rings around Rodri next season. I honestly believe that.
I think, Ian, I understand why you say that, because it's an ACL and you think he's going to have low match sharpness. He might lose his legs. But I've seen people like Thomas Muller, who I'm thinking, how did he make it? But then you look at the brain, it's like, Jesus Christ. He's just so smart that he will literally think his way into a goal scoring position. I don't know how to explain it, but I've seen Thomas Muller, because I can't relate to the Zidane thing. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. But Thomas Muller's more realistic. Like, I've seen that guy. He's not that good. I don't know what he's actually good at.
Mike's talking to
so
you.
funny.
Like, I've gone into
David
like
said as
a
well.
time machine that goes into the future, or is it in the back? Like I'm talking to a whole different era. I am talking to a whole different era. It's like it's proper cool though, it's proper nice though. Like
I'm learning from you guys as well, man.
It's like when you talk to the younger ones about music as well. Like I say, bro, look what rap music was in the 2000s, the 90s.
Hey, what can man talk about Dizzy Rascal and them, man? Or
Dizzy.
Is that old school? Is that
I heard him put out something new.
You weren't even born, bro. Mike's not born when Dizzy Rascal was doing that video on.
Is Dizzy Rascal old? Yeah. Is Wiley old then? Is Wiley old as well?
Oh, bro, he's been old even when we were young, bro.
He was old, bro. Wiley's old, bro.
The granddad. Hey.
it's good though, because it's mad, because the game is the game, innit? So
the game.
We can all communicate through it, because the Muller thing makes sense, because I remember because I was fighting for Havertz all this time, and that made me have to, when you want to back up your point and you don't know how to do it, so I had to go and do research, and then I came across Thomas Muller, innit? So he was like, what you're saying, he's so right, what you're saying, you don't know what he's good at, because he's not quick, he's not flair, he's not strong, it's not like there's all these attributes that we value, he don't really have them, but then he's the guy that is always there in that space that he needs to be. And who else done that? Dele Alli, because Dele Alli isn't none of these amazing single individual attributes, but it's just that they're called space invaders, they're called ramjets. Because look at Bergkamp. Bergkamp was kind of one of those guys. He wasn't the strongest, he wasn't the quickest, he wasn't the most flair, or you know what I mean. But it's just that
he had flair.
He had flair, but not like how can I say, like
Messi.
You know them fast, but you know them like Robin. You know them that are fast, running at you, chopping you up left. Not that type of flair, like a different type of more slow, controlled Zidane kind of flair. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
They managed to find themselves in that little space, and it's just like, fuck, like he's rendered me useless. Like where he is, I can't do nothing.
You still rating Havertz?
Bro, have you seen where we are without him?
It's mad, because obviously, man, them in my fan base, they rate Solanke, innit? So if I talk real spicy about Solanke, I'll get pelted, innit?
How did Solanke get into this conversation?
You don't rate him.
Scored more than, but I'm just saying.
Muller's that guy that draws big.
I'm genuinely asking, are you rating Solanke?
Me personally,
Yeah.
you know what? I don't want to be one of those guys who be like, yeah, the hard work, blah, blah, blah. Because the striker, at the end of the day, you've got to put the ball in the back of the net. Do you know what I'm saying?
How many goals you got this season?
I'm having beef with my own head. I'm having beef with myself.
No, but what was his score? What was his season at Bournemouth?
He got 21.
He got 21 goals.
What
man.
was Hazard's best season?
For me? I don't know. He told me.
What?
I don't think it was 21
in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I think he got like 17, if I'm not mistaken, all competitions.
and that's a bit shameless doing the stats thing. But like Solanke can work in a system where he's allowed to, where he can flourish.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, no, but it's like people put shade on Havertz, saying, "Oh, Havertz is washed. He's this, that, the other." You know, you hear it all the time, right?
Mm.
But he scored more goals than Solanke, and Havertz ain't even a striker.
Yeah, but he's whack at what.
You know, it's about Havertz, yeah?
Havertz has scored more
I think he's our
goals
top scorer.
than Solanke.
I thought you were saying Hazard,
crazy.
and I couldn't understand why you kept
No, not Hazard. Not Hazard. No, not Hazard.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
But
not
then,
Hazard.
but if you take those goals away, then Havertz is shit. So Havertz is shit now with those goals. So it's what
I'm saying.
he does isn't valued.
Bro, I'm trying to take a leaf out of your book, and I'm trying to be consistent here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I can't really talk about Havertz and talk about Blanky.
Right.
You get what I'm trying to say?
So until he puts the ball in the net a few more times, you have to kind of be quiet.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? He's got to bang a few goals in the pen. I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
How many goals has he scored this season?
Scored 6, I believe.
He has been injured though. Solanke has been injured.
Yeah, he has been injured.
Having said that, whilst he's been out, he scored more than both of our strikers collectively.
I mean, that's the hard one.
So Jinx, yeah, you're saying Havertz is a Ramadata because I heard you say that. And that
Ramdoita, yeah.
Ramadata. I can't pronounce that.
It's better.
You get me, Ramadata, bro.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could explain what he's good at. Because I found it so difficult. Because when when man only cares about certain things, you can't really have a conversation with them, innit?
Oh yeah,
you know what? I was watching. I think he was watching Curtis Shaw, and he was talking about Havertz. Like he talks real spicy about Havertz. He's not a fan at all. So like you listen to some of the things that he says, but I always try to find the good in players, innit? So when you see United. When you see,
you got no choice though, innit?
No. More time. I look at it like this. Yeah, you saw United fan base. They were slating Anthony, and I always used to say, look, for as bad as Anthony's been for us, yeah, what is he good at? He's good at dribbling, and he's good at working in tight spaces. Now you see what he's doing at Betis. People saying, is it Man United holding him back and that? Bro, no, just play to these players' attributes.
Even McTominay, all these guys smashing out.
And you know why?
All of them.
Do you know they love him in Italy? They love him in Italy.
You know why this is a good point? Yeah, because it ties back into the Ronaldo argument. You see what I'm saying? So you see, man looks amazing at other teams where the system is set up for them to look amazing, innit? But once they step out of that realm, they don't look so amazing, innit? And I've seen Ronaldo step out of several realms and look amazing in several different teams. So for you to put all of this one weight on one particular realm is a bit unfair. That's all I'm saying.
Do you know?
Go on.
Max.
No, I was just gonna say, surely Ronaldo was facilitated in every team he went to, whereas Messi, you saw at PSG, had 2 other egos beside him. So it was a split of who's the biggest ego.
No.
So it's not a fair. It's not a fair debate.
He was still the king. They were the princes. Like
no, they didn't see it like that.
They had to see Neymar had to almost quit football because of he went Barcelona, bro. Like, not many people can do that. I was gonna say though, in terms of like what you were saying about Havertz, it's like, and this is maybe I don't know if it's a social media world, content creating world. I always go back to this, but I feel like banter takes over analysis, where you have to do what like FaZe had to do, which was sit down and actually look at the statistics or look at a game. Like today, I should have said it at the beginning. I was going to say it at the beginning, but maybe like a salty fan after the Liverpool game. I had to turn off the commentary because it was just so nuts.
man.
I watched the game in
Ah,
silence so I can watch the
bro.
game. And
Serious.
so when I look at social media, I partly think because Newcastle fans are going mad, and I'm thinking, I wonder if you guys sat and watched listen to the commentary, because I just sat and watched the game, and I'm like, yes, we lost 2-0, but I thought we did our best, like, and with a squad that can hardly rotate, like, I thought it was all right. And you know what I mean? So if someone's looking at Havertz, and we're not even saying this about Havertz, they'll just hear, oh, you're making him sound like Thomas Muller, Bavi's, but bro, like you said, Ash, like he's got more goals than an actual striker in the top six in the big six team. Like you can't just, and he got brought in to be a Xhaka role. And he's having to be a striker because they don't have it. They don't want to hear the context. They don't want to hear it's just banter. So, and it becomes dead banter as well, because it's just like you're just gonna just say it. Like we got into this thing where, and there's an interesting conversation when people at the beginning of the preseason were saying how Chelsea, for instance, got a better team or better, whether you agree with it or not. This is why I disagree with it. They got a better squad than Liverpool because they got all these type of guys, and and you got Liverpool, even got Liverpool fans that hate FSG, didn't buy anyone. And I'm like, but hold on. Liverpool got Champions League winners, Premier League winners. They got all this. Remember, I was championing all this at the beginning. But it's like what people prioritize and the banter. Like, you didn't buy anybody. You guys are wash. You got rejected by Caicedo, where they just didn't look at the actual squad of what Liverpool have, for instance. And so it destroys all sorts of analysis when you're looking at a team, I think. So
because look, Chelsea, for me, their spine isn't really strong. Like they haven't got a goalkeeper, and they haven't got two solid centre backs. Where that's what Chelsea were known for. Chelsea were known, when they came under that Roman Abramovich era, for being defensively strong. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what they were. And then everything after that, that's how they won their leagues. Do you see it? They were built like real teams are built off strong defenses. That's what we're known. So Chelsea not having that spine, not having a strong keeper, number one, you know what I mean? You need to have a strong keeper to have a standing chance in any league. You need to have a centre-back pairing that you build your team around, and you need those defensive midfielders. They had Lavia. Don't get me wrong.
There you go.
Lavia
and Fofana. Missing them is big for them.
100%. Like, that's what they're missing, that physicality, those dual monsters. We're talking about people knowing where to be. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, you haven't got to run around like headless chickens. And you're looking at a very young team as well in Chelsea. A lot of young Mandem FC.
Man are checking drill artists and that after football games.
Tell him, what's his name? Enzo, to suck his mother. You know what I'm saying? Wild shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
But that means something, though. Like, people ignore that means something about the maturity of a team, because you can see, like, for instance, I saw this not just the Brighton game, but numerous games there's a thing with Chelsea where things aren't going their way in the football game. You see the arms start flapping about. I guarantee you, if Newcastle went 2-0 up against Liverpool today, you're not going to see that with Liverpool. You're just going to see the machine turn on and say, okay.
If Newcastle won today, you know, we'll be on. You know, Stefan will be here, isn't it?
He's feeling it. He's feeling it right now.
Sorry, he's not here today.
He loves his Arsenal.
You out last time. I see Stefan. But where's Ian? I can't see him. And he went like this.
Stefan is hilarious.
And this is where you get lost in the realm now, because this is where this you see this football thing, yeah. This is where it becomes more about narrative and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You lot think that Steph's argument and constant back and forth and rivalry is about Arsenal. No, it's just that he's such a what's the word? Not narcissist.
He's an antagonist. He's an antagonist.
Yeah, he's such a person who this is about me. You know Walter White from Breaking Bad. This is all about me. Like, so much. If he was for your team, everything he used to justify Arsenal would be irrelevant. It's just about it's me. This is my choice, and what I say goes, and it weighs more than everybody else. And when you start to do it like that, it's not about what it's about, because that's why it gets to the point of who's better at arguing. Hence why OJ can literally murder someone and Johnny Cochran can get them off because the gloves don't fit, because his argument was better than the prosecution. But we all know that he murdered them. Do you get? It's all about argument. And then if and this is such a weekly throwaway thing that we can't even hold you to what you say because next week we got so much going on in our lives. We're just gonna let you talk the same shit again next week because you just want to be right. You don't want to talk about football and have an honest conversation with us. You just want to be right.
It's never an honest conversation, and you know it's bad when the person doesn't he refuses to not let you get the last word. He has to get the last word. He has to get. Doesn't matter what time of the day it is. He's going on.
I've seen it happen. We've lost the game, yeah. And then I got in the group chat, yeah, and instead of talking about Arsenal, oh, congratulations, Liverpool, the league's yours. The league's yours. It's all yours. And then someone in the group will go, oh, it's not over yet. He's like, oh, look at him. He can't even admit he's won it. He can't even admit it. And it's like, bro, this deflection is so poor. It's so poor.
It's bad.
I have to let him do it because he's a gooner. I have to be consistent in his fuckery.
Talking about narratives and that, and I asked you this last week. I still want to know where your stance is because I'll keep asking. But where do you sit on the whole standards thing? Do you know what I'm saying? Are you a thing where, because you said earlier in the show that the football now is becoming boring, and so if the football's becoming boring under Arteta, what do you expect from him if he's not getting over the line in terms of like winning you like trophies and whatnot? Is there like what can you get behind as a fan? Because if like the bare minimum is the style of play, you're not really feeling it. He says it's a bit slow, boring, and it's fine. You'll find it hard to watch. But then at the same time, this is like the third season where you might come second. Where do you go from here as a fan? Is it a thing where standards FC, blah blah blah? I can't let my standards drop.
I think when you get there, yeah,
thing where,
to cut you, but I think when you get to that and it's standards FC, I think that's when it goes into because this football YouTube realm, it's a mixture of having to deal with us, each other's as rivals, and all the narratives and battling. And then it's the fact of actually being a supporter for our team. Like, do you know what I mean? And I think that's that. When people go standards FC, I think that says to me that you're a person who cares more about others' opinion of you than you care about your own supporting of your team.
Okay.
Because doing the standards FC thing is because everybody's going to beat you with narratives and standards of who you are. But and then because you don't want to get beaten up, you can't beat them joining. You just join them and go, yeah, standards FC, yeah. But forget the shit we got on the pitch. I've got standards. Like, do you get? And I think stuff like that just lets me know what your character is. You're not a true Braveheart supporter who's going to be there through thick and thin. The moment it starts getting tough, you're just going to jump on the bandwagon with the rest of the lads. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's why I support people who I respect people who support teams who are not winners more than I respect people who support teams that are winners.
Hey, Max is shaking his head. Max, right
on. I don't blame you. I don't blame you still.
Because it's easy to support fucking Man U and Liverpool. Them man, they win everything all the time. That's fucking easy. Do you know what I mean? But imagine supporting a team fighting relegation. And some shit like that. I'm
fighting relegation.
Hey, it's a weird level we're living right now. Right?
You know how happy I am to beat Ipswich today. Bro, that's just crazy, listen, 7 points.
Spencer was gonna start crying. He's gonna start crying.
Are you allowed to celebrate that win? Is that allowed?
Say that again.
Are you allowed to celebrate your wins as well?
Let me explain something, bro. We're 7 points away from 40. We are almost at the promised land. Do you understand? I've said it for a while now. Yeah, I'd rather just let the season fizzle out and see, and whatever happens, and just focus on the cups because we're not finishing anywhere respectable. I accept that already.
Yeah, season's done. It's just cup.
Season's done for us.
Yeah.
Stay in the Premier League and see what happens next season. I've said I'm not happy with Amorim. But you know what? Realistically, he's not going to get sacked, so they've got to deal with it. That's the end of the discussion.
So you're happy to stick with him then?
Not that I'm happy to stick with him,
but you know the situation.
I know the circumstances, and right now, Ineos have made too many mistakes financially, which they're having to pay for now, which is why they're making all the redundancies. So I've seen a lot of the stuff that's happened financially The fact that they've had to pay out Dan Ashworth. Apparently, De Ligt wasn't even a club signing. It was more of a Ten Hag. Oh, we're going to give Ten Hag De Ligt sort of signing, and now having to fork out all this money. We're stuffed. We had to pay. We paid. We paid Ashworth's release fee, and then had to pay him an additional 4 million to get him out. Then had to pay an additional amount to get Eric Ten Hag out. Like, it's mad.
Man, we've all got problems, man. We've all got problems, man.
It's
That's what it sounds like. Everyone here on the panel has some type of, like, you know what I'm saying, teething, some type of foundational issue.
Yep.
But there's problems you want to have, and there's problems you don't. Like I know, for instance, with my owners, and like they're relatively new in terms of football, innit? Obviously, with everything else, they're rich in it, but they've made the mistakes transfer wise, injury wise, and they've improved. Like I can tell. Like I'm very confident in terms of what they're going to do next. Now we've got the scouting network and everything going. So,
well, how much can you really spend though in Newcastle? Can you really spend? Can you even spend?
We can now. We can now, because remember we spent the last 3 transfer windows. We didn't spend anything on any first team players. So if you know how the PSR works, is with that 3-year cycle that falls off. Plus, we've got an increase in our revenue.
So why am I hearing about you might have to sell players like Isaac?
It goes back to the narrative. It goes back to the narrative.
No one's facts.
If you actually read the things, and then they'll say, do you know what? Them Saudi owners are going to sell Newcastle. You know, this is going to go back to that same news cycle again.
This is a bit of respect for say, for example, team supporters of teams that are not necessarily in the conversation. Now you're at the level where the teams that usually do good are not doing so good. So now they're finding their joy in you possibly losing your best player. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like now they wouldn't even consider you before, but now look. Now you get what I'm saying? Now I've got to worry about Saliba and Real Madrid when some of you men are fighting relegation. Like I don't know what you're doing. So it's actually a respect. You're actually getting more respect on your name when stuff like this starts happening.
No, it's true.
Do you think Isaac leaves this summer?
Yeah, I see. There we go.
That's a genuine question.
It's a genuine question.
No, that's a genuine question.
No, it's a great question. It's a great question. I think, and obviously, I'm going to see it hopefully, I'll see it more from a club's point of view. So, there's obviously in every transfer, there's the club, the player, and the club that wants to buy. Mm-hmm. So there's more reasons why I think it's like stays, mainly because he's still got another 3 years on his contract. Plus, he's actually playing at a good team. People forget that he's not playing for a team that's fighting relegation. It's for a team that's playing Champions League, and that is built around him. So he's getting goals. He's about to hit his peak. So another year for him as a player won't hurt him to stay. If he is, and we're doing the contract negotiations with him as well. He might go for something similar to what Bruno got, which is fine. I'll sign another 5-year contract because again, it helps you with your PSR. And your wages to turnover, stuff like that. Breaking it down will take too long. But essentially, that's what it works that way, and you get more money. But if you can please, and insert a clause, which the club might not mind this clause, which is if a club in the Premier League comes, fine, 150 million. But if a club abroad comes, like in Spain, where I like to stay, can you do 100 million? I think the club will say yes, because we don't want you to play against us in the Premier League. That's a deal, although it suits everybody, apart from obviously maybe I don't want to see Isak go. I wouldn't, but it would be a deal that would suit me as a fan. I get to keep Isak for at least another year. Mm-hmm. He doesn't play in the Premier League, and we make 100 million, and we've got time to prepare to get another striker for him. But that's in my world where the sky is blue and the grass is green. If Isak is feeling like, and I think partly it could be that. Look, I'm not silly. I know there's teams out there. There's your Bayern Munich and this and that. But at the same time, if you're in his shoes, I hope he remembers when he only scored 6 goals for Real Sociedad, and Arsenal were 2 above him to be able to buy the 70 million release clause. It was us who paid for him, and then it was us who built a team around him and gave him the platform. And for him to be what he is. And so, yeah, sometimes players feel settled as well. So,
yeah, because I heard that you'd have to sell Isak and Bruno Guimaraes as well, like all of your top players.
We don't have to sell them. Like, I literally did a show on it. Like, I don't want to do a shameless plug, but essentially, by this June the 30th, I've worked out where Newcastle can buy in a rough estimate, we can buy about 7 players for £60 million each, and we're still within our PSR.
Okay.
So because of the revenue that's going to increase, because of everything else that we've done, we've even sold players on top of that. We sold Lloyd Kelly and Almiron to add to the PSR and to the wages to turnover. I know that's not going to come in this year, but we were preparing for that. So we're ready to spend. Essentially, we've got a squad that's aged 18 months, but it goes back to Howe's coaching. This is why I think. And I know FaZe won't take this personally because I've seen other Arsenal fans take. I think this is why Eddie Howe's better than your Arteta's, because if imagine Arteta not being able to spend any money for free transfer windows, where would Arsenal be, right? And Newcastle only 7 points behind in the League Cup final, and still in the FA Cup. So you tell me, and whose football games at this moment in time would you prefer to see? So
you can say that about a lot of managers, though.
You can
not just Arteta.
I
I know, like a lot of people
Iriola, exactly.
would talk about Ange, because I know a lot of people aren't a fan of Ange in here, but I know some of you guys are. But Ian, you're not. You're not a fan of Ange, are you? You think Ange is?
You know what it is? In the first season, I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Right. This season, the Roosters have come to. What's the expression? The Roosters of what?
Come to hatch.
Come to hatch. To roost, or whatever it is. I think for me, I haven't seen an improvement on last season. Like, and the fact that he refuses to kind of be adaptable says it all. Like, for me, I'm not a fan of stubborn coaches where if something is clearly not working, revert back to type. At least keep it compact and get some results. That's always been my biggest thing.
So when you look at Amorim, he does not want to revert to type. He wants to stick to his philosophy.
Yeah.
Similar to Ange. And then obviously Pep has come out and he's rated like what Ange is doing in terms of like sticking with his philosophy, sticking with his ideas. Mike's saying no.
No, but then you see what game was it that I think the game that
yeah, I can't hear you, Max.
The game that you see when City beat Newcastle.
Yeah, smash them. Nice.
Was it Newcastle?
Yeah. They smashed up Newcastle.
No, sorry, it wasn't the Newcastle game. It was the Chelsea game. I think it was the Chelsea game.
Yeah, they also beat them. Yeah,
they in that game. If you clock, they were playing the ball long in that game.
Yeah, they were.
They were playing long into Haaland.
You're saying he adapted.
So Pep adapted in that game as a result.
But
I don't see Ange doing that game on game. I feel like he does the same thing every single game.
But would you say the key difference is if Ange had Erling Haaland and Mamouche, he would be making those decisions. If he could buy 300 or 200 million pound worth of players in the January transfer window, he'll be more able to make those changes. Obviously, he's got a horrendous. I think this is why I'm more sympathetic to Ange, because last year we had the same issue. We had tons of injuries, and our fans were saying Eddie Howe won't adapt. And I'm like. And even now we have it. Like we lost the game previously before Nottingham Forest, and they were like, Eddie Howe needs to make changes, and I'm like, who? Like he needs to take off Fabian Shaw or go 5 at the back. And then the time we had a couple of defenders injured, and they were like, yeah, put in Kraft. I'm like, Kraft. Kraft is going to get us over the line, and that's why you're angry with him. Like, So I guess what I'm saying is, like, do you think even if Ange wanted to change, can he adapt? Or excuse me, if he wanted to adapt, can he adapt?
But Toon, he's got players like Brennan Johnson. I'm not saying he's Mamouche, but he's a player that likes to run in behind.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So
when did he come back from injury, though? He was been injured as well.
Yeah, no, he has been injured. But I mean, like, he played today against Man City.
Yes. Yeah.
And you saw that first half, right?
Yes.
And did you see him a lot?
No.
And that's what I've got to say. What I'm saying is, like, in terms of adaptation, I'm not saying that Ange hasn't adapted, but this is a player that he personally requested
Yes.
for, from what I've read.
Yes.
I'm not in the room, but he said, obviously, publicly, all players that sign for Tottenham Hotspur are on me. Do you know what I mean? Meaning, like, I don't
Yeah, but you can't
anything that
trust
gets
everything they
passed.
say, though, man.
So, all right, cool.
Let's go under this
All
assumption
right.
that he is, like, say that he is Johnson. Yeah.
All right, yeah. So Johnson's his guy, and then also you've got Timo Werner, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Copy.
I'm sorry.
So what are you saying? He doesn't have the tools to adapt, basically.
So Ash thinks
No,
he
but
does. I think Ash
I
thinks
think
he's in it.
he does, because Timo Werner is a running behind type of guy.
Yeah, because you know what? Because I think maybe it's because I'm listening, like your 2 points here. I rate Eddie Howe because Eddie Howe was a good young manager, and then there was moments when they were like, he's not. He was like that flying. He had the team flying. Like they could just outplay anyone and score anyone on the day, but defensively they were mad vulnerable in it. So I remember when he weren't working for anyone, he went and worked under Diego Simeone. He was one of the best defensive coaches, and it's all about relationships. So the winger and the fullback have a certain space between them. So he's someone who's taken criticism from outside and adopted it and thought, maybe I don't know best. Because when you feel like you know everything, that's when you're a fool and you don't have any space for growth and expansion. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is why I respect Eddie Howe, because he took that on board, because Woolworths went bankrupt because they only wanted to sell CDs. Like, you get what I'm saying? You have to sometimes admit in life, I don't know everything and my way isn't the only way. And I think this is what Ange needs, because I respect Ange, because as a team now struggling to find goals, you man score a lot of goals. A lot of people are saying Ange out and disrespecting him and discrediting him. I think what he can do is very difficult. He can score goals, innit? So the moment he gets his head out his own arse and thinks, hold on, I can't figure out the defense part of this, and either ups his defensive coaching or gets the right people in to do the defensive coaching.
I think that's the key, right? That's, I think, for a lot of fans, I think that's what it is.
What's the Erdenak doing there? What's the Erdenak doing there,
You
bro?
have to let go of the ego.
Yeah, because do you not think he doesn't respect defending, or he doesn't prioritize defending? Because he's an attacking coach. Do you know what I mean?
And
so
to give him a bit, but to give him a bit of credit to what he's saying, he's managed for however long with this style that's worked, and where he's worked before, he can do this.
Right, so it's coming back to that kind of AFCON point, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Full circle,
How? I don't get it.
No, because obviously, what FaZe was saying, like AFCON, Africa, it's a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Compared to what the premise or
winning in
Europe,
Scotland and these other places ain't this.
So I'm using that analogy. He's gone to Australia on one. He's gone to Japan on one, and he's gone to Scotland. But now he's come to Premier League, and he thought he could take that same formula. And we're like, nah, get out of here with this. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but he's...
So go on, sorry, go on.
He's been... maybe this goes back to what you were saying about him not learning, because I was going to say, he's been nearly 18 months now. By this time, you need to get it into your... So I guess, is you're worried that, like, this is it? Like, he is not going to change. Like,
I think he prioritizes attacking over defending personally. I'm not saying he neglects defending wholesomely, but from what I see, like, we played Ipswich as well, right? Forget Man City for a sec. Just to talk about Ian, he played not Man City, Ipswich. When we played Ipswich turned us over as well, I felt, even though we beat them 4-1. And the reason why I thought they were having a lot of joy against Spurs is because from the kickoff, the ball goes up the other end of the pitch. So we actually go along, but the whole team push up. And he all surround, about 4 or 5 of them surround 1 or 2 players. Now, unfortunate for us, those 1 or 2 players were able to beat our press. And once you beat that press, it looks like, and everyone criticizes Man City for being open. Like, once, like, we had nothing left, Ian Beale. We had nothing left, literally. Like, Bentancur pulled to the side because he's the only holding midfielder. And then behind them, there's just 2 defenders. So imagine that, one ball up to the top, your whole team push up, their fullback beats that press, and they've taken out 5 men, and then all of a sudden, you've got an Ipswich striker running at Archie Gray, young Archie Gray, and he bullies him for physicality and pace and gets a shot on goal. And so you're like, all right, cool, no problem. But then it happens again, like another incident, and it happens again, another incident, and we're starting to get players back now, and you're starting to think, oh, maybe this is just how we play, as opposed to Ange thinking, you know what, I'm adopt. You know, like Man City today, Max, you lot dropped into the middle. You weren't just trying to press up at the front. You lot switched it up. You said, we're going to have a midfield block. And Spurs couldn't play through it. And that's why we look so dull.
And you kept on trying to play through the centre, which was weird to me. I couldn't understand why in that first half.
Because we tried to beat their high line, couldn't do it. Then we tried to play through it, and then we couldn't do it. And we tried to outpass Man City, which is insane to me. Sorry, go on. Anyway.
Go on.
Is Tell a striker, though?
I don't personally think it is, but I mean, I don't
isn't.
want to talk about certain things because I don't want.
I
think he's a winger like Son.
He's a winger,
Not a winger. Inside forward. I think more of an inside forward like Son. I don't think Son's a natural winger. If you remember how Kane used to play with Son used to play off Kane and run in behind.
Yeah.
I think Tell is similar to that. You know, like Son could still beat a man. Tell's like that. He could beat one or two men and then get his shot off. But the problem is, obviously, he's 19. He hasn't played a lot of football, and he's playing in a physical league compared to the Bundesliga. I'm not saying Bundesliga is not physical, but compared to Prem, you need to have a little bit of physicality in this type of. So that's my thing. He just played out of position slightly. So,
do you think he's got as high ceiling?
Yeah, I do. I do. If played right in the right position, I think, or under the right guidance, right players around him, he can thrive. Do you know what I'm saying? If he played off Solanke, and this is what I praise Solanke for, footballing wise, he's able to get the ball, it sticks to him, and then he's able to like either lay it off, so he's good at link up play. And yeah, so if he was able to do that, then I think off the back of it, Tell will make an intelligent run off of him, and then it's just down to us to find him. Do you know what I mean? That's how I see it. But I could be wrong, but that's what I saw.
What I can't work out just yet, maybe obviously you guys see him a lot more often than I do, with exactly what you're describing, the whole team going up forward. Because maybe it's because he keeps on shaking his head when you guys can see goals. I'm thinking that's not what you wanted. So I keep on thinking, are they just not get it? Are they just not work? Yeah, and they're not executing what he wants them to do.
Yeah. So I think, and I could be wrong, I think when they try to press, the press sometimes it's not coordinated.
Right.
Sometimes the press is late as well. So, or they jump too early. So if they jump too early, then they know the other team knows the spaces in behind, and so then that's when they play that pass.
Yeah.
Or they might have players that can just turn you. So imagine you're trying to press an opposition. Doesn't matter if you press. If I've got players that are good on the ball and I can get on a half turn, then your press is defeated. After that press, what's next?
No, but you know what's mad? Because you're making me realize something here, yeah. Because it's because like hearing you, because the way you described it, yeah, and it's like everybody's high up, and it's like a tactic he wants them to adopt, innit?
Yeah.
But then it's like there's what it's about balance, innit? So it's about what you coach them to do, but then you can't coach every single situation scenario, innit? So like, say for example, it will take. All right, so everybody's pressing. There needs to be one or two man in the team. Because like this whole system player and individual. So it's all about like balance now, isn't it? So there's a whole system that's being adopted, but there takes one or two man with a footballing brain that goes, hold on, if this goes wrong, we need a man here and here to stop this from happening. Because it's like Martinelli, I know for a fact, Arteta tells him, stay wide. Just stay wide, pin the fullback wide, just get down the byline. And you get what I mean? I know it, but there's sometimes, and this is why Trossard will look better than him, because Trossard would say, fuck this, I'm pushing 30, I've been playing football how long, bro? I know this moment in the game needs me to divert from the left and go and do this thing. But then if you have too much of those, man, it fucks up the system. And then if you have too much system, man, there's no much man. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, so the example I was going to say is, if you watch Arsenal have pressing triggers. Yeah, you understand? Do you see the difference between that and what Ange does?
Yeah,
as Ange doesn't really have the pressing triggers, and I'm thinking now is the time in the Premiership where the Premiership is evolving. Remember, there was a time, as you lot were saying, everything goes through phases. There was a time when Gengen pressing was a thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can't run that now all the time.
That's what I'm saying. And I feel like he came for the era just gone, if that makes sense. So I don't know.
Saying Ange?
I was going to say to you, because he's a Guardiola disciple.
He is.
But even Guardiola's moving forward.
This is it.
But he's still back in when City.
That's what I feel.
But you know what's mad though, Ash? Because you have that fear, and that's my greatest fear. Do you get what I'm saying? Because Pep has been dominant for 7 out of the last 8, or do you know what I mean? And it's clear. You see, like the 3-year cycles, he was good enough to have 2 cycles.
Yeah,
do you get what I mean? And now we're seeing teams that are not. We're not just going to lay down and let you just play all around us. We're going back to that maverick individualistic football.
This is what
I want.
So this is what panics me. This is what scares the fuck out of me, because I see Arteta as Pep 2.0, which is going to be put as a joke because he hasn't had the trophies. But I'm like, he's been adopted under this philosophy, and I feel like this is all he has. And if football leaves here, we're fucked.
Arteta needs what Eddie Howe. We talking about Eddie Howe when he resigned. Arteta needs a year out of football.
Yeah,
he needs a year out of football to travel. Yeah, to recalibrate, just travel the mountains. Watch.
I thought you were bantering, but you actually genuinely believe that?
Yes.
Bro, no, but think about. Imagine this is imagine Pep. You see, Pep's dominated for how long? It's freakishly his style of play. But sorry, go on to.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you also have to remember with Arteta. I always want to compare him to like Eddie Howe. Arteta was like born in a high class major from Arsenal to
Harvard.
now work assistant Harvard assistant.
You send him to Lambeth College. He's gonna start doing drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Under Guardiola, but that's all he knows. If you look at, for instance, I can only Eddie Howe, because that's who I know. There's other coaches. For instance, Eddie Howe took over Bournemouth where there was no mentor, and they were deducted 17 points because they didn't get the PSR. They were going to get. They had bailiffs at the door. So everything. So and him and Jason Tyndall were doing the scouting themselves. They would go on the motorway.
Yeah, for real.
So he got it in the got it in the mud type of situation. Whereas now, so what that allow? I guess the advantage it has is, like, you guys know this. You can watch football. Even there's little changes that happen in football from month to month, sometimes week to week. You know, we're always talking about managers getting found out. Yeah, and sometimes what worked 2-3 weeks ago isn't going to work this week.
Exactly. It's the point I'm trying to make.
Arteta's been in this private school all his life. He hasn't. I mean, all he's known is clean showers, and they go to the
flip-flops as well.
Right. So what do you do now when people don't care if you have possession? Take the possession. Watch what happens when we just launch it along to our target man and just go through. What are you going to do then? There's a reason why. There's a reason why. Instead of buying a striker or someone that can run in behind, and they bought Calafiori, they didn't need to buy Calafiori. But I think Arteta's got this thing in his mind.
Everything has to be perfect.
Of what it was before.
Yes.
But this is the Premier League, and nobody gives a monkeys.
So you can see it kind of working when Calafiori.
Word to Jose Mourinho.
What's happening?
That's my opinion on Arteta. Because I need to go a year out.
And if you don't have the Premier League context to it, like you see when Allardyce is talking all this stuff, like if my name was this and stuff like this, because I call Pep is Pep, innit? I give respect where respect is due, innit? But just given that description of all Eddie Howe had to do, I don't know if Pep can do that. Like, do you get what I'm saying? And that shit, I put value on that shit. I respect versatility. I put value and respect. So Pep, with the perfect environment and the perfect money and all the best teams in the world, he's fucking amazing.
He said it. Pep said it. He said, I'm going to have to be more like the Brightons, the Bournemouths, the Newcastles.
He said it himself.
And Ian, you know this with Alex Ferguson.
What's my man's name who used to manage Leeds? Bielsa.
Bielsa's
a better coach than him.
Facts. And I understand that because he's the inventor of that high press one-on-one football. and that's
But
his
even
philosophy.
even he was frozen in time.
Bingo.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's about the evolution.
No.
It's about the evolution.
He's like this.
But it's the same with what's
it's
my
mad.
man's name that just went to Marseille. I forgot his
Oh,
name.
Deserby.
Deserby. Bro, even if you, bro, he is so mad. Yeah, he apparently his training sessions are conducted in a way you physically cannot move out of your zone, and if you move out of your zone, he loses his shit. Bro, like, so he actually doesn't mind conceding goals because it's all about the art, bro. Apparently his first like session with his players at Marseille, the first thing he had was a whiteboard and how much what salary Man United offered him. They said he chose to come here because he said his football is more important.
I respect it though.
Yeah, that's nuts though. I'll be sitting there thinking I don't give a monkey's, bro. Like, can we just go play the game, bro? Do you know what I mean?
But then they took
Flexing on,
Greenwood,
man.
but they took Greenwood, so I can't speak on that.
Yeah, I hear it still. I listen. So do you think then, like, we're gonna have? I am still perplexed about it. I think next season.
You guys already think about next season?
No. Well,
yeah,
I don't know.
Guys
I don't know about Ian.
bro.
I don't know about Ian.
I got high hopes, bro. I got high hopes.
But listen. I think the gap between the Championship and the Premier League is widening. By the way,
Championship or Champions League?
No, the Championship, because the 3 teams that came up from the Championship are going back down straight away. So I think there's a slight. Yeah, go on.
But you're Nottingham Forest, and there was somebody else.
They had to spend to stay.
You have to do some gangster stuff to stay in the Premier League. You have to sell half your squad, take the points from the PSR, and you've seen Nottingham Forest owner. You're gonna have to take the hit.
It's the competitiveness, though, bro. All of these teams are managed tactically amazingly.
Great coaches.
Like they're all when it was the best players, we had the best players. When it were the best foreigners, now it's about the management. We have the best management group and the best coaches. And this is why I pick up all what the other leagues are doing, but it's just where it's at. This is the epitome of where everybody wants to be.
What we're saying, the systems are now coming to the end of the cycle.
Don't put a downer on me. That's all I have is systems. That's all I got. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
That's all I got. I got 2 seconds and a fucking system. That's all I got.
I think that's why each coach is figuring out each other coach's system. Hence why you're seeing, because Brighton, who would have thought Brighton? I know they've got a young kid, but as well as the guys doing his coaching and all the systems and blah, 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 they're not doing exceptionally well. I thought they were doing a lot better. And they're like, what, 10th, 9th? Do you know what I'm saying? But the teams in front of them, Fulham, you know what I'm saying? Bournemouth, they've got their own system. They've got their own coaches. Do you know what I mean? I think that's why this whole top 4 race, Mike's will talk on this, like, I don't know how confident you are with the whole 5th, 4th, 3rd. Like, where do you think you'll finish?
Firstly, we're getting 3rd. I don't think we're going to beat Arsenal to the 2nd place. I think they've got that, even though they look like they're slipping out. I feel like they still have it, man.
12
just
games, no strikers, new at Nottingham Forest.
They're jammy as hell, man.
That's a sign of the times. Who's Arsenal got next?
Liverpool. They got Liverpool next.
Where's the difference now?
Where's the white flag?
What is the?
That's actually insane. Still,
that's good though. Then we ain't got to do guard of honor if that's true.
I gotta go, guys. Though I gotta go.
Yeah, I'll end the show anyway, man.
Oh, was you? Okay, I'll wait.
Sorry, but PSV, Man U, PSV, Chelsea, Fulham, Everton. That's our next one.
We gotta play you.
This is gonna be rough.
Yeah, today was a light show, to be fair, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it was a nice one. You know,
I'm saying Arsenal is going to be rough.
Yeah, it's getting a bit tough.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying today was like, in terms of agendism, it was.
Oh yeah, no, for true.
Oh yeah. We actually wanted to talk football today. It was refreshing.
Touche.
I feel like getting a dressing gown like Ian's now. I feel
You know
so
what?
relaxed, bro.
Hey, that
You know, I
might be the way.
started thinking, you know why I'm disgusted, yeah? I'll tell you why. Remember the show that I came on the first time I did it when I had it on?
Yeah.
And then you and his face, you said he's come on like Jason Love. I'm disgusted, yeah. I'm disgusted that I even know who the hell that was, bro.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Bro.
Big up
Yeah.
Mr. Love.
Show, man.
But FaZe scares people. Remember when we was talking to Marlon? He said it was like a Philadelphia rapper.
Yeah, did say that.
I ain't seen Marlon since, bro.
Hey, quickly, guys. Just a quick one, just to finish off. I just want to get predictions, and then we'll shut it down. Yeah. So, the next game for
We're in the FA Cup, so that's our next game. I don't know if you guys can.
I was going to be Premier
relate.
League.
We're the only team that can do a domestic double.
Big up.
Hold tight, you man.
I rate it, you know. I hope you do.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I hope you do as well. You know, no,
we wait for one
I
bus
hope
and
you lot
two
do it.
come along.
I hope you lot do it as well, man, because that would just be banter for all.
That would be crazy,
for all
bro.
clubs, because a lot of clubs are just, anyway, there's agendas everywhere.
They would want Arteta sacked, bro. So there'll be fans saying, "Oh, they're going to use Newcastle as like the pinnacle of that."
Trust me. But
What phase are they in? I'm like the one that just got our relegation, bro. That phase.
That phase is crazy. Bro. That phase.
Sorry, go on. Ash,
Trust
go
the
on,
process.
Trust the process, baby.
Oh yeah. I listen, but Man City, they play
Forest.
Yeah.
Home or away?
Away, I think. Yeah, away.
We'll show you how to deal with them.
2-0 City.
We'll show you.
2-0 City.
We'll show you, bro. Hey, listen,
If
I'm not going to
Newcastle
go
can do it,
forward.
we showed you. We've paved the way for
wow.
you guys. We did the double. We did the double over them. So
yeah, we'll do the same, man. I believe in the tune. You get me? I believe in you. So I think, we'll replicate that, man. I'm looking forward to it still.
But Haaland means a lot to you guys. Without Haaland, there's a very different. Yeah, so I think for me it's 2-0 City.
2-0 City. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll go the same.
Yeah, Ian?
I say 2-0 City.
Raw. It's a clean sweep. So I'll be different. I'll say 3-1 City.
Liverpool got Southampton.
Oh my days. Triple captain, Salah.
You know when you're expecting those big scorelines, but they can't.
And they never come through.
Yeah, they can't be bothered. Like, one goal. Southampton be like, please.
You don't think Southampton will get a bit of retribution from their buying all of their players? You don't think this is the year they might finally pay them back for all of that bullying?
Bro, we need to bully them for selling us Luke Shaw, bro. You know, I saw a stat the other day, that in 5 years, Luke Shaw has played 91 games in the Premier League out of a possible 190.
Wow.
The Premier League season.
I'm surprised they got the 90 out of him.
And he played for England on top of that. Yeah. And he played for England on top of that.
Before we move on, what is it with him though, Ian? Because I remember Mourinho saying he was fat or something like that.
Yeah, you know what it is. Yeah. I honestly believe that Luke Shaw is not capable of keeping up with the physical demands of the Premier League.
Okay.
He's not capable of it.
Or do you think he's got an eating problem, like low key?
I'll be honest with you. I'm not really into kind of body shaming footballers. At the end of the day, to be a Premier League footballer, let's be honest. Like you got to be fit. Like Rooney was built like a
boxer.
A boxer. But at the end of the day, the guy was fit as a fiddle. So I can't. I'm never going to knock someone for their stature. But at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, if you're not looking after yourself as a footballer, I find that a bit unusual.
When I say eating problem, I'm saying, is he on the wrong diet? Like. Because some man could take protein shake, some man can't take that.
What I would say, I think our fitness and medical department have a huge problem. Because I remember, if you thinking back to David Beckham, you know, he always had a lower back problem.
Yeah.
And when he went to Real Madrid, they detected it quite early, and which was never found at United.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think for a very long time, our sports science department just hasn't reverted enough, and
I can relate.
We're not keeping up with the times in football. That's just honestly
We're looking on LinkedIn for any sports nutrition at the moment. So if you know any,
That's mad.
What are you bantering for right now?
For our medical department, yeah. If I'm being serious, LinkedIn.
Bro, this is why I
Go
love
to
Serious.
United, innit? Go to Man United. They just released all their stuff, man.
This is why I love the
As I
Saudis,
said,
bro.
we've got a serious problem, and we've had it for years. From when Ronaldo can come in and say that the canteen ladies are still the same.
Yeah, it's peak.
I mean, like, look, at the end of the day, people stay in. Look, people stay in jobs for long periods of time. At the end of the day, innit? You can go and leave a company, come back, and you see that such and such still works here. But when you realize that even the look of the things still look the same, and you don't have new equipment,
broken jacuzzi,
no new stadium, leaky roof that still leaked back in '93. Like, bro, come on, man.
It's long.
Carrington ain't reverted. None of the academies, none of the academy talent want to play for Man United. Everyone wants to go to Arsenal or Chelsea
or Tottenham. But yeah, I'm gonna say for Southampton, I think Liverpool beat them like 4-0.
Nah, I'll give it 3-0.
Do you know what? I give it 2-0 because I don't think Liverpool can be bothered.
Yeah. They might even put out a second team.
Wow.
They might put out a second team.
I read somewhere that their player on the wing, the Italian brother,
Chiesa.
They said if he hasn't played enough games, he might not get a medal. I don't know if that was.
He needs to play. He needs to play in this one.
Yeah, he probably does. But he's poor. He's poor though, man.
Hamstrings, isn't it? Hamstrings.
Yes.
Shameless 2-1 Southampton.
2-1. Yeah, Mike, what you saying?
5-0 Liverpool.
Jeez. All right, next game of relevance. What? Newcastle, West Ham.
Are we not looking at FA Cup though?
We're playing FA Cup this Sunday, and then we're playing.
So who's your FA Cup game? Sorry,
who's
Brighton at home.
Oh,
it's going to be a big game, man.
Huh?
Has Spurs got in the FA Cup?
Huh?
I'm actually not even bantering. I actually don't know.
You got knocked out by Villa, bro.
Oh, fair play. Fair play. I actually didn't know that.
I'm the only one here, bruv. I'm out here, bruv. Just.
You got Fulham. I'm wondering.
So next round I'll be the only one here. Next round I'll be the.
Oh, you think? We're not. You think we wear red and we're gonna win the league this season? You think that's who we are? Soon I hear it.
It's crazy. That is.
I love if we have to play Man City we play Liverpool in the League Cup final. We have to play Man City in the final.
Sometimes you have to beat the big dogs.
You have to.
Roll the sleeves up. You get it. Right,
so West Ham away after the Brighton game. Isak should be back. Botman might be playing. Joe Linton. Now everybody's saying, I'll never forget. You guys are laughing at me when I said he has to pass the Joe Linton test. Now, do you remember? And FaZe might notice, like when the Arsenal fans heard, Joe Linton's not playing. It's good news. It's good news, bro.
Yep.
So Joe Linton might be back. I'm hoping that West Ham have one of their days. I'll go 2-1 Newcastle.
2-1 Newcastle. Anyone else? Mike's what you think?
1-0 Newcastle.
Ian?
Who you got?
West Ham away.
West Ham.
Against Potter.
Yeah, Potter. Harry Potter and the man.
Harry Potter.
Harry.
You know what? After the result against Arsenal, I think I'm gonna go draw. You know, 1-1.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm going 1-1.
Drop points.
Yeah, because I was thoroughly impressed with them that game. I can't lie.
Wan-Bissaka on them, man.
Can't lie. Wan-Bissaka is
little steppy.
No, I feel like Wan-Bissaka has always done. He's always been able to do that. He looks.
Facts.
He looks awkward on the ball, but he can actually dribble.
Do you want him back? No.
For Dallo, yeah, 100%.
He thought about it. Like,
No, I had to think because I was thinking Mazwari, but now I was like, Dallo came to me. I was like, no, get Dallo gone.
Yeah, I'll go for a Newcastle win. I think Newcastle will beat them 2-1. I personally think Newcastle got too much of them, even though Potter's doing his thing. But yeah, all right, cool. We've done them. We've done Man City. We've done Arsenal. Arsenal play a certain team.
Man U. Yeah, man.
Where's that?
Red.
That's at Old Trafford, I think.
Jesus.
Yeah. Does it make a difference?
Both teams are cooked, bro.
Nah, we're
Oh,
fried.
wow.
Man. We're fried.
Whoever's,
Yeah, winners.
whoever's at home is losing.
This is
there.
looking drawish to me. This is looking
How'd you cook
drawish.
charcoal?
Because we don't play well against Arsenal. We don't play well against Arsenal.
You don't play
No,
well.
but
We contain them. We contain them. We don't play well.
So you say
That's
draw?
the same thing that happened in the FA Cup. We didn't do
It's a
anything
draw,
of
yeah.
merit the whole game apart from the Bruno chance.
Score
and we
draw?
scored, and we managed to score it.
But we've been struggling with teams at 3 at the back, though, man.
Yeah, we got the same issue.
West Ham, Forest, that kind of's not working, and we
This
know
might
we're
be a
going to do that.
nil-niller.
Yeah, or something.
Oh yeah, because we
Like
can't
that.
fire. They can't fire. They're firing blanks.
Yeah.
The man can't get up. All right, cool.
Mhm.
So draws. Yeah, Mike, what do you reckon? Arsenal United.
They're both so rubbish. You know, it's horrible.
It's going to be a shit game, innit? It's going to be a shit
You know what?
game.
Arsenal United is a dead game. To be fair, you know, like you get excited.
Terrible. That's like a 2-2. Like dead.
If
man.
you're lucky, that's a good day. If it's
That's a good day.
that's a good day.
Yeah.
We were going
I
up
see a
0-0.
2-2 still. No, you have enough quality against each other to score. Like so, yeah, man. Me
I'm
personally,
not sure
2-2.
about that.
I'm not
But
sure either.
Was it last? Because especially it wasn't you. You know, somebody else was supporting Man United. They kept saying, "Yeah, we've got 3-1." Was it Kaz? Someone was saying 3-1.
man.
And same thing. We all. I look at Ash. I'm like, where? Like who's gonna who's gonna score?
He said the last time he was there, he said that Man U will smoke Spurs. Like he's just here for narratives, man. And this is what happens. This is what happens when it's more about the football YouTube world than actual football conversation.
Big facts. Yeah, I remember the first stream I ever did with Cass was when we was coming to play Newcastle, and then we got smoked.
Yeah.
Do you remember? And then we got smoked, and I said, and then he came at me the next stream saying, I was like, my guy, it's not about supporting Liverpool. It's about being a realist here. Like, we know well enough to know our team. We're not good.
And you got smoked the way you actually said that you.
I said we was going to lose 3-0. We got 3-0. I understand.
Yeah, but you know what it is, though, guys. Some people, when they're fans, it's all hazy. It's like being loved up, innit? Yeah.
I get it, but
but then she breaks your heart, bro.
Yeah, well,
and then you don't do the same thing again next season, Ian. And then the season after that, Ian. Because now you're just that guy.
Some girl don't learn, innit? Some girl that keep calling for the bad man. You know what I'm saying? The bad boy type.
Now you're Will Smith. Now at the next ceremony, you got to slap someone in the face who don't deserve it to get some of your manhood back.
Big up Cass.
Broski.
I got Cass.
That's why next stream he was shouting at Ian. He's like,
I was just like,
what is it? What's his name with the glasses? Oh,
Yoms.
Yoms, that's it. That's why he's beeping Yoms.
Yeah, Manchester.
Don't you talk about my wife.
Yo, funny. All right, moving on. Final game I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about Chelsea. Fuck them. We'll talk about Spurs versus Bournemouth.
Ooh,
at Bournemouth.
That's a derby.
That's a
derby. Our story. Newcastle are a derby for us. There's things that happen that make games a derby. How good they're doing. You've got their striker. There's a narrative here. There's a big narrative here.
There's a manager also that Spurs could be looking at.
Even more.
He's going Barcelona. No, not Barcelona.
He's going to a top club, isn't he?
Yeah. Bro, did you see the Barcelona Atletico game? I was meant to watch
crazy.
that.
4-4, innit?
Anyway, sorry. You were saying Vitality. Is it the Vitality Stadium?
Yeah, no, it's at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, guys. We've got more days rest. I don't know if that will make a difference because I think they're playing the cup.
You don't come out of that game with an L. I mean, with a W. Sorry. You don't come out of that game.
What's your prediction on that then?
They got Evan Nilsson back as well.
3-1 Bournemouth.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I'm going 2-0 Bournemouth.
2-0, no reply.
Yeah, no reply.
Wow.
You guys don't have any idea in front of goal, and with Tell up front, I'm not seeing it.
No,
I'm not
Solanke
seeing it.
could be back by then because he's been seen in training.
Kulu's back. I think Basuma might play. Bentancur will be there.
They could get a goal.
There's another guy, Saar.
Is Basuma
I
his
know.
season?
Yeah, nah, he's not been
Season.
there.
You know, I used to rate Basuma, but
Yeah, not now. Yeah.
I
He
can't
pops
lie.
up. He pops up.
A bit.
I don't know if anybody gets my my little subtle dig. He does pop up like balloons. Anyway, but he pops up sometimes, and it does all right. So I think it'll be a 2-2. I think Tottenham do get something out of it
At home. Yeah.
Have you seen Bournemouth's
I saw the ball.
record?
Private.
Oh
That
man,
goal-
did you see the goal against Brighton?
That goal was crazy.
Sheesh.
But you see
Aye,
goals
go
like
to
you see
YouTube
goals
now.
like that. You see
YouTube
goals
now.
like that. That's taking it back to the individualism in
talking
football.
about,
You see
bro.
me?
This is what
That's
I'm
my
saying.
type of football.
This is what I'm
listen,
saying.
bro, I don't want to see 500 passes in the midfield. It's
Yeah, no
draining,
one cares
bro.
about passes no
Bro,
more,
it's
bro.
so hard, bro. For me, yeah, I'm not even joking. Yeah, it's so much harder for me to stay engaged in football matches these days. That's why I gave up watching City 3 years ago. But I can't.
I don't blame you, bro. We've been the cure for insomnia for quite some time. Just the same pass in the midfield, pass it out wide,
Bro,
give it to Jack Grealish, give it to the corner
it's
flag,
too
back
much.
in the midfield. You're right. I agree. Treble winners, but nah, here still.
The big games all day long. Like when you played Real Madrid and you slapped them 4-0, I was like, fair play to them, innit? Like, do your thing. But for me to sit down and watch City week in, week out. You see Arsenal in the first season you challenged. I actually enjoyed watching your football because you were a lot more direct.
Yeah.
There was a lot faster, you moved the ball a lot quicker, and it was a lot more direct.
Yeah.
When you now have Declan Rice moving into the 8 role, it don't make no sense. The guy is not a baller like that. Like he is the guy that you want to sweep up the mess when teams are trying to transition on you because he's very athletic, very fit, and he'll go for 90 minutes. You don't want him in the 8 role. He's not techie like that. He's not gonna thread a ball through that with
It's stability, man. It's stability, though, man. It's all
I
it
hear
is.
it, but he's better
You know
with
what it is? It's the game that what game was it? The league fell apart under that, man. He's vowed to never let that happen again. Do you know what I mean? When the defense goes wrong, he's scarred, man. He's scarred, and it's the wrong game. It's the wrong games that is letting it scar him. Because obviously, go down the Arteta rabbit hole, and then he's a school of Pep. But he had Moyes. So man is saying, "Raw, is he more Moyes than Pep?" Like, you know.
But you know what? I look at Arteta's record against the traditional top 6, clean. No one can chat to him. But then it's like I saw the other one against Fulham. I think it was Fulham. Who was it? Fulham.
You could throw Newcastle in
West Ham was part of it.
Villa as well, maybe.
Villa.
His
his record against some like the more mid-tabling clubs like Fulham, etc.
It's bad. It's bad.
It's not great. It's not great in the last couple of years.
And he's like that guy that first learns to drive, and he thinks that all the other drivers on the road are like going to be following the road signs like him. And like we care about the rules and that. No one gives a
he's a stickler for rules,
for real.
Newcastle's really Arsenal's boogie club now. Like
boogie. I even take boogie club as a disgrace, bro. We're peers, bro. Like I'm looking.
Oh,
when you put like,
so you're looking at man in the eye.
I'm looking you in the.
Oh wow!
My question is, can you get more than one shot on target? More than one shot on target in our next game? That's my.
Hey, you guys are cheeky, you know. Hey. On that note, guys, I think we're gonna have to wrap up. You know, it's crazy. Before it gets into something else,
guys. Great stream.
Right, listen, big up the chat as well. Big up the raids. Big up. Who's on earlier? Oh yeah, Preach froze a little bit, but
Jay was on as well.
He's in the Matrix, bruv.
She say he's not used to all this winning, man. So he's just like, no more, like, you get me. But yeah, man. Big up Jay that made a brief appearance.
He did.
And yeah, big up the chat once again, man. But yeah, anything else anyone wants to plug before I'm out of here?
Yeah, I'm doing a show to pre-match preview tomorrow for Toon Tactics TV around for the Brighton game.
So
yeah, guys, do look out for that.
Cool, man. All right, man. But yeah, guys, make sure you like the stream on the way out, and we're here same time next week, man. Blessings each and every time, man. Big